feel cheated if they never mentioned it? Would you? I mean, I'm really wondering. What would you think?
I wouldn't, because they do such a great job. It's back to new. It's back to what it started with.
Mark, would you even mention it if you had a few things fixed? I don't know.
Hell no. I'm not saying I was in a rental car when it happened, and I'm not saying I didn't take out the insurance, but I will say Nick does a heck of a good job that no one can see.
So let me ask this. After a dent is fixed, 5, 10 years down the road, can you see anything?
Oh, no.
No,
metal.
Oh, it wouldn't bother me at all.
If you know anything about metallurgy, and I'm not an expert, I know the word, though. Here's what happens. Metal has a memory. The molecules literally have a memory. So you just have to, they almost want to go back to the way they are now. If it's overstretched, there's nothing you can do, even if it's paintless. But anyway, Flexident, several locations, and they can get you right in. 303-619-6273. 619-6273. They have years and years of experience. And the website is flexidentofcolorado.com. So what's going on in your life, what's new, and what's making news? As far as cars go, we'll talk. We have some special guests I'll introduce. You heard Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech. We have also Mark Wachowski from Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. And then something special coming up about auto financing if you're looking for loans. But there's really, I've always wondered about auto financing because it seems to be a field where people don't shop. They really don't. People don't shop. They just get loans. And they assume that they go to a dealer, that the dealer can get them a good loan. They don't know. Can they get their own better? And then something you almost never hear about, except recently I've been hearing more and more, is refinancing of cars. Refinancing. How the hell would you do that? I mean, because most of the time, cars don't really have equity. It's not like they grow in value, do they? So,
Oh, no, why would you do that?
yeah, we'll talk about it. I know someone just raring to talk about it. So hold on. Madison, what's going on with you, Madison? AutoNation Ford, what's the problem? Sum it up. Was it a Ford minivan, or is it a Ford minivan? So you're talking about a used purchase right now. Can you explain the vehicle and how many miles?
The vehicle had, I believe it was like 150,000, nothing big. Definitely not a problem with us because we
150,000 miles in what year?
It was a 2008.
Okay, so what's the problem? Let's get right to it.
Well, 4 days after we got it, the alternator started going bad and it started having transmission issues. Took it in.
Well, you did buy, now Madison, we go through this a lot with cars, and I don't want to belabor it. Yeah. And we do this mainly for people listening. I don't mean to beat you up, but you bought it as is, right?
No, actually, I bought it with a 125-point inspection, 90-day guarantee.
Okay, that's good. But those listening, most used cars are as is, and even with this guarantee, I would always get a car checked out. So if you had a guarantee, 90 days, are they living up to it?
No.
Why?
Well, the first time I took it in, they said they fixed the problem, but about, God, it's been a month.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, Madison. I should ask another question, not if they fixed it. Are they willing to fix it?
No, they're not even acknowledging the problem anymore.
Okay, what is the problem that they're not acknowledging? What is it?
The transmission doesn't shift sometimes, and when it does, I have to rev it up to 5,000 RPMs.
Hey, Mark, you've heard of these town and countries? Do they have problems?
Yeah, one of the biggest problems is speed sensors. Input and output speed sensors.
What's this sounds like?
Yeah,
something like that?
if it's not going to shift, yeah.
What do you mean they don't acknowledge it? Do they say, hey, Madison, this is totally normal?
No, the first time they told me it was just the transmission fluid, and then this time it's been at their shop now for about...
But okay, so they are willing, but I mean, they're not saying to you, Madison, this is not covered under warranty, go away. They are trying to fix it, or they're not turning you away. I'm just trying to get an accurate sense here. We don't have a situation where a dealer is refusing to deal with you. You're just having a problem getting them to acknowledge the problem. Is that it?
They're telling me they keep fixing it, but then I keep bringing it back to them. And then when I ask them if it's fixed, they say that it is, but the paperwork, it doesn't even say they fixed it.
Here's what you do, and unfortunately you have to do this. You have to get an independent diagnosis of this problem and what's wrong with it. And then you need to get it, then you take it to AutoNation with the warranty and with the diagnosis. Sometimes people just won't acknowledge it, but if you have it in writing and you say, okay, here you go, I have a 90-day warranty, here's the problem, get it done. And you may think, well, why should I have to have it diagnosed? Here, I suggest you do something else, Madison, something that will not cost you an extra dime. Do you want to know why? Because you should have done it before you closed on the car. So therefore, go and get a complete inspection, and then have them, because that money will be money well spent, and then have them give you a list, because there may be other things you can have fixed while it's under the 90-day warranty. So that's the first step. I really wouldn't do anything right now with AutoNation, me. I'm not going to call them and say, fix it, and they say, well, we don't know what to fix, and we thought we fixed it. What I'd like to do is present them with a list that you know for sure needs to be done. You have a 90-day warranty. Get it done. If you wait, you're going to sit on your rights. SOS Inspections is one place that would do it great. Automotive MDs, Alarama's over there, Pro Auto Care, they do it. Do you do it, Mark? Do you have anything you call a pre-buy?
Oh,
in this case, it'd be
absolutely. Well, we've been providing that service for many years.
Right. Could you give her a diagnosis on this transmission?
Absolutely.
Okay. What would that cost?
We'd do it for free. We'll just throw it in. You mean a diagnosis as far as removing
the whole
it?
check on the car, I mean. Not just the...
$125.
$125, and then she'd walk away knowing everything wrong or right with the car and the transmission. How about you? That's, by the way, budget A1 transmission auto repair. So now let's talk to Kevin at Sheridan Auto Tech.
Exact same thing, standard, $125.
$125.
Yep.
Okay, so Madison, ask Suzanne where you want to go. I mean, ask her. She'll give you some details. That's really what we need to do. Talking about it's not going to do us any good. Let's get a list. Let's go to AutoNation. Mark, have you known AutoNation to refuse to deal when we're talking about problems?
No, if it's a real problem, they generally step up.
Okay, so we were talking about financing. I have a question for Madison. Madison, where did you finance this?
Through AutoNation, of course.
Okay, I was wondering. So when you went in, you assumed they would have financing, right? So you didn't ask.
Yes.
Oh, is this the best deal or what?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. You know what? In Madison, you're not alone. I don't think anyone shops auto financing. Let's talk to Nancy. Now, Nancy Fitzgerald's a guest today. She's with iLending Direct. In fact, she founded it. And Nancy, auto lending is a giant field, right? But people don't shop for it.
They don't, and that's where we come in, is we have about 25 banks and credit unions on our platform.
So you're a wholesaler?
We are not a wholesaler.
What are you?
You know, we're unique because we're a sales organization, but we're also in auto finance, and we're also a marketing entity.
So you don't lend the money. You don't lend the money.
We do not. We write it on the notes of the banks and credit unions that we have on our platform. And the thing that people don't realize is that credit unions do it better than anybody else because of their cost of funds. They don't pay taxes, and they're not for profit. So they really have the same mission statement as iLending Direct, where we truly help people save money.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Are you kind of like, what is that one online you go to and you fill it out and a bunch of lenders contact you?
We're a client of Lending Tree.
Is that?
No, it's Lending Tree. Quicken is for mortgages.
No, Lending Tree.
Yeah,
that's
Lending
right.
Tree. So we're actually the #1 lender on Lending Tree.
But you are like in yourself. You're like a Lending Tree. People go to you and then you find the best loan for them, and it could be on from any number of lenders.
That's exactly right.
So you shop for people.
Yes, we do. So
it's not a rotation where, okay, you're up next, you get the next loan. It's not that.
Absolutely not. When we send a loan to one of our credit unions or our banks, it's theirs and theirs alone. So we find the best possible fit for the individual.
Mark, think about that. We have not ever had that before where people are shopping auto loans. You know, we have Compass Insurance Group. We love them. Why? They shop 24, 25 insurance companies. You can never get a better deal when you're with a captive agent. All they have is one product. If you walk into Wells Fargo, I'm not saying Wells Fargo is bad. You walk into Chase or any bank or any lender, they only have what they have. They're not going to say to you, hey, go down the street to this place. They have better terms. So we're going to talk about auto lending. This is huge.
What's the majority of your stuff, new or used?
The majority of our vehicles are used, but we also have another company called iFleet Direct where we would have been able to give financing options.
Now,
for,
here's another
for
thing.
Caller.
We're going to talk about refinancing as well. Because let's say you got stuck with one of those loans. Maybe you get a better one. We have more coming up. I'm Tom Martino. Art of Granite is the art of really doing business. That's what I like to say, because Mitch Floria is simply the best. When you want granite and cabinets, he'll do it without charging you a penny over wholesale for materials. He doesn't charge for tearing out and hauling away, and he doesn't charge for the bathroom when you do the kitchen. All he charges for is fabrication and installation, and because of that, he can give you a price on the phone. So call and get a price. Yeah, you have square footage? Tell him. You'd send him a photo or two. He'll give you a price, and that price won't change, or by a few dollars here or there, depending on the wholesale countertop material, the custom edges, the sinks. And, of course, the cabinets have a small markup from the manufacturer. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. artofgranite.net.
This report is brought to you by CC's new Endless Pan Pizza.
Do you have an app? People get an app.
Yeah, no, we're in the process. Yeah.
I'll tell you what would be cool, if they could log on to an app, put in a little bit of information and get those back.
And what?
What would you pay for leads like that, out of curiosity?
What are you talking about,
It
Mark?
depends.
Refi leads. That are in, say, somebody else's app. Say someone else had an app that does lots of things, and you could put that in as well.
And they just happen to have that.
Yeah.
And it shops for you.
So the other really cool thing about us too is that we do a soft pull versus a hard pull. So if you go to a dealer, they're going to run your credit with 15 different banks. So your credit's going to take a huge tumble. For us, we just do a soft pull. We don't do a hard pull until we get an approval from one of our credit unions. So we don't affect your credit.
Yeah, I've never understood that. When you're getting your credit checked, why does your credit score go down when it's being checked? I don't understand that.
It's one of their. It's one of their algorithm elements, because there's a ratio of the number of inquiries versus the credit granted. If you have an inquiry and credit is granted, or 2 or 3 and credit is granted, they figure you were it was a normal shopping experience. If you have 3 or 4 and nothing is granted, they think, oh, something's wrong. Isn't that weird?
That's exactly right. They're not supposed to. So like Experian or TransUnion, if you're shopping for a car and your credit gets pulled 30 times in one day at one dealership, it's not supposed to affect your credit.
It doesn't.
But it does.
It's
100% it does.
I just did it. Here's what I found odd, is the internal score that only basically those 3 know didn't really change. Well, it went down a little bit. What do you mean is the actual mark? There's 2 scores. The one, like if you pay online to see your Experian and they say, okay, your credit's 748. Right. That score is actually different than your actual credit score when it's actually pulled. The one they show you will be a little different.
Well, because one is a soft pull and one is a hard.
No. I'm saying even I went through all this with the SBS when way back in the day we were doing a $500,000 deal with them, and everywhere we looked, one of my partner's credit score was one thing, but internally, every time they pulled it was about 20 points lower.
So
let us talk to Craig Becker
TransUnion can be as much as 100 points.
Staff.
Yeah, they can all be
different.
And every bank
We'll plug Ideal. It'll be a good thing for Ideal, but it's just I just want to ask him questions about credit, about building credit, and all kinds of things about credit in general. It's stuff that we've discussed before, and he will know. Craig Becker is a credit genius, but he'll talk about pulling credit and stuff. It's a good discussion. I gotta clarify with them.
But there are ways around it. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at American Financing, and I'm here to remind you that refinancing your home loan is an easy way to save a lot of money. Think of it this way.
Tell Mark to buy health insurance from anyone, anywhere. Stop blaming Affordable Care Act or ACA for his large.
I saw it yesterday.
Okay.
Guy's an idiot.
Why?
Because he's an idiot. I can't buy it anywhere. And yes, there is a penalty if you don't buy it. Next year they won't be, but right now there is. I mean, what can I say?
Tom, he wants to know what time you want Craig to call in, and he'll have Craig call in.
Well, we'll call Craig. I mean, but anytime, really, a discussion on credit, anytime he's free and can have a few minutes. And it's about credit in general, but we'll plug Ideal.
Okay.
Understand,
the whole credit thing drives me crazy.
Understand, Mark.
Credit cards at my shops, I give my guys a credit card if they need to buy parts. That
Engines aren't covered.
So the credit card bill every month is paid off. But if I don't pay it before, say, the 1st of the month, if I pay by the 5th or 10th, or
Transmissions aren't covered on that, on this.
Yep.
Because of the I don't even know what is that. Like, what is it?
It's your Napa warranty you'll have once you join them.
Okay. Yeah.
Like engines, transmissions, they'll cover they'll cover stuff they sell.
Right.
We all know what's going on there.
Yeah.
So I did hard, and what did I open with again? Flexing.
I was trying to do something, and I kept thinking, why is my credit?
You ever watch Shark Tank?
On the 10th or 15th, so
yes. I love that Mr. Wonderful, man. I love that guy.
They report to
why?
the bureau.
I don't know why.
For the balance.
Okay, guys. Hey, it's Car Day, Rocky's Autos, 63rd and Federal, cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. You need a vehicle, go shop them. They love when you shop. Everyone agrees shopping is wise. No one's going to say don't shop, just go straight there, because they love being compared, because they have better prices all the way across. 40 lenders to choose from. They have a great selection in colors and models and makes. 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7. So Rocky's is pleasant, not just because it's wide open with plenty of parking and a golf cart to ride around in, but because they don't pressure you. 303-426-4646. So let's talk. We're talking cars today, and Leanna has a Honda with a tranny problem. I want to mention that we do have, of course, other than our actual car experts, we have a lending expert in cars, and it's a great concept where you contact them and they find the best deal for you. We'll get into more detail about that. Nancy Fitzgerald is the owner, Fitzgerald, and it's called iLendingDirect.com. Now that's direct. Did you misspell this on purpose? It's not. Direct. Is it misspelled on purpose?
It's iLendingDirect.com.
Direct.
Yes.
The word. Okay,
yeah.
You left that. I thought it was on purpose that the thing was left out. The word's misspelled. I wanted to make sure. No, that's okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't done on purpose. Some people do that on purpose in order to get a certain website name or certain name. Okay, so let's go, Leanna. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, what's the problem? You bought it used. Let's get right to that point. It's an 01, right? And did you get a warranty? Okay. So what's going on with it, Leanna?
Well, basically, I was sold a lemon. The transmission is bad.
Okay. Now you understand there's nothing wrong with selling lemons.
And technically, it's not a lemon because it's not a new car.
Yeah, technically. But they can't. Here's what I want to get. I want to make this clear. There's two circumstances where as is doesn't protect the dealer, where you can go after them, even with an as is purchase. What do you think those situations are? If they say as is, well, there's three circumstances you can get the dealer. Three. One is emissions, right? Even if it's as is, unless it's a towaway. What's the other two?
Fraud.
Fraud. That's exactly right. They lie to you specifically about something. What's the other one?
Can't deliver title.
Oh, well, of course, that could be one. I mean, okay, so now there's four.
We get that.
No, you're right about that. So I missed. But the other one has to do with Magnuson Moss, and it's very misinterpreted. But it basically says that it has to be a car. I give this example. You buy a color TV. Do they even use that term anymore? For God's sakes, geez. Do I sound like an old frickin' fart? You buy a TV. My God, I can't believe that came out. This is because when I used to give the example, and never mind. You buy a TV, and the TV is one of these older TVs, and it really looks cool, and you want to buy it. And it's in a wood cabinet. And they say, Here it is, and you buy it. As is television. Okay. You take it home, and inside the TV there are a bunch of rocks and soil. And you say, wait a minute, this doesn't work. You bought it as is, but you bought it as a television. This guy says, well, Tom, it's a planter. You're supposed to put plants in it. It's cool, right? It's like you put plants in this thing. It looks like a TV, but really there will be plants growing out of it, so it'll be kind of cool. Now, it would be cool if you sold it as a planter, but if you sell it as a television, it doesn't have to work. In fact, it could need every component there is, but it has to be a TV. You can't say it's a planter. So it's got to be for its intended use. It doesn't mean it has to operate. And that is one of the biggest misconceptions. So anyway, I took all of Leanna's time. Goodbye, Leanna. No, let's talk, Leanna, about your transmission. It's got a bad tranny. Mark said fraud could help you. Did they ever lie to you to get you to buy it?
I can't prove that they did, but I definitely suspect it. They had me sign.
Like, for example, did they say this has a great transmission?
No, they didn't.
Okay. Why didn't you get your car checked out?
I did have it checked out. I had.
After you bought it or before?
Both.
Okay, who checked it out before you bought it? Because you may have something here. Who checked it out?
It was a friend who knows quite a bit about cars.
Okay, and what apparently not. What shop does he own, or what did he put? Obviously, he looked at the tranny fluid and all of that. So what shop was it?
It wasn't a shop. It was a friend.
Okay, well, where did he take it? If he works out of his house, I mean, how did he analyze the tranny fluid and all of that?
Well, he went underneath the hood and he checked it, and everything seemed fine.
Okay, Leanna, he didn't check it. What I'm trying to get at is he didn't check it. You don't check a transmission by opening up the hood and looking at it. That's not checking it out. Everything seemed fine. What can we help you with? How much is it going to cost to fix?
Right now it's going to cost about $1,200.
Okay, actually that sounds really cheap for a Who offered that $1,200 repair? Was it this friend?
No, I had taken the car in to the dealer.
Yeah.
I told him that both my mechanic and my mechanic is an ASC certified transmission.
Good, and he can do it for $1,200. He's giving you a special deal.
Well, no, okay, what happened is I took it in to the dealership. I told them that both my mechanic and I suspected transmission problems. He had already done a service on it.
Sure.
And it just made it worse.
Yeah.
At that point, the dealer got very defensive. He told me, he says, I was completely honest with you, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe him.
But, Leanna, why did they get upset? Were you asking them to pay for the transmission?
No, I just went in. And I told him, I says, you were not honest with me. There is something definitely wrong with this.
Wait, that's what I want to know. That's the part I want to know. How were they dishonest? I don't want to belabor it. How were they dishonest? What did they do?
I can't prove it, but they had to have doctored the transmission.
Okay, now that part, if they doctored that transmission, why can't you prove it? Your mechanic friend, why can't he prove it? Is there anything in the transmission, extra thick stuff or anything?
No, I don't know how to prove it, but I know that they cleared the codes so that it would pass emissions. Because
can you prove that, guys, anyway, that somebody cleared codes? Is there any way to prove it in the history?
Well, not that they did it intentionally. If you disconnect the battery, your battery goes dead, the code's clear too.
So Leanna, let's get right to it. It's going to cost $1,200 to fix. What did you pay for the car?
I paid $3,500 for it.
Okay. This is sad.
And what are they doing for $1,200? I'm just curious.
Okay, so this is what the dealer told me. He says, well, I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
He says, but I did get an estimate from AMCO, and he said that it would cost about $1,200 to fix it.
Okay, and therefore we will do it? No,
that's not what when I originally talked to him last Saturday, he told me he would split the cost with me.
Well, that's nice. So $600? Listen, you better take it.
That's what he originally said. He's not saying that anymore.
Do you want us to call? We can call for you. But listen, Leanna, let's get right to it. You're screwed here. You're not going to get. You can't force them to do anything. You can't. You really can't. And if your friend, here's what I'm really curious about. If he checked out the car and said there was nothing wrong with it, what does he say about this? Why didn't he catch the transmission problem?
I honestly don't know. He was a friend of a friend.
Okay. He's getting more distant. Listen, Leanna, I don't know. We can't do anything.
Man, Tom.
I would take, if you want us to call and try to get you that deal where they'll pay for half, let's try to do that. Do we have any deputies around? We look very empty in there.
We're short today, Tom. We'll do our best.
Our deputies.
What was the name of the dealership? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, the name of the dealership, Leanna, the name of the dealership?
North College Motors.
North College Motors in Colorado Springs?
No, in Fort Collins on College and Willocks.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's, if she wants us to call and try to get some kind of deal.
I'll call.
All right. Mark will call. Deputy Mark. Our deputies are like, where are they?
One's
now,
out of
is
town.
Deputy Clint going to talk to us?
I texted him, Tom. I hope so. It's a curious story, huh?
Deputy Clint, we want to talk to you, let people know where you are and that you're fine. Cam Solar is a solar company that we are so happy to have. Why? Because so many people were asking about solar systems. We had nowhere to send them. We find this company in Texas, 3,000 systems in effect. They've been in business for years. They offer a 20-year performance guarantee and a 20-year parts and labor guarantee. And, of course, that's only as good as a company. I mean, if they go out of business, or any company, just remember that. But I'm not saying that because it's a bad thing. At least they are putting themselves out there, and they're doing a great job. Here's what I want to tell you. You can get a free analysis of your lot by simply going to this website I'm going to give you. They will truly give you an analysis of the efficiency of your lot. Some lots are better than others when it comes to solar generation. They'll take your lot, your roof line, and all of that through some special software and get back to you. It takes about 20 minutes. All you have to do is fill out this form. There is no obligation, and it's completely free, a free evaluation. Remember, they guarantee this if they come up with the evaluation. No cash out of pocket ever. You simply pay small monthly payments, and you own the system and save money from day one. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter. GoCamSolar.com. Now, that's their regular site, GoCamSolar.com. But if you put the /troubleshooter, you get that special page to fill out, and you get your evaluation free.
So, Mark, here's what I'm thinking about on this Honda. It's an M4T8 transmission. It's an 01.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean on this lady's?
M4T8.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, you want to.
Okay. So,
I mean, 1,200.
So what about it? If you have to remove that transmission, there's nothing you can do to that transmission for $1,200.
I don't know.
You need a case half. So if it doesn't have to be removed, and it's got a solenoid problem, which is very common, that is a $600.
Hey, my name is Mark Major. I'm with the top.
So are they saying it's $1,200? Yes, you see what I'm saying? So that's why I want to know what's wrong with it.
Nancy, does she want pictures of you in action, like when the show's going?
Ooh, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done.
Sorry about that, Mark.
You want one, Kevin?
Because what I'm going to do.
They just hung up on me. These fuckers.
Really?
Use my French.
I work in the news. That bomb's my favorite word. Are you kidding me?
Tom,
Yes.
when we're live, is it okay to bring the yellow lights up for just a couple seconds while I take a couple pictures of her for her marketing girl?
Care.
Because it's just, this lighting is awful on her
understand, but I
picture.
hate the lights.
I know you do. That's why, just
You
on
don't-
her.
No.
And then what I'll do
Let's
is,
just put a light on her then, and then do it.
yeah, I didn't want to
How about?
there like that. And then
No,
just for a couple minutes, Tom.
I know, I don't care. I mean, I'm not that crazy about lights.
Yeah,
I'm not-
there you go.
I'm not that insane about it.
That thing is blinding to me.
There we go. Look at that. Look at her. Oh, that's here. There you go.
Okay, I'll come in and
All right, Brian, if you want to play games, that's
want?
great,
They
man.
want
So why
video
don't you
or they want
tune into
stills?
630 KHW right now?
You're
We'll
gonna
be
do it on your
discussing
phone
you.
or
But you
mine?
should really have a better background.
Right.
Okay, I'll go grab my
So
phone.
Mark, let me tell you what I told Tom. It's an M4T8 transmission.
That's only
it's
the
an
photos.
01.
It won't be on a long time.
If that transmission has to come out, there's nothing they
Listen,
can do to that
this is
transmission for
interesting.
$1,200.
Nothing can be done for
It's going to need
$1,200.
a case half. I guarantee you, it's going to need a case half and all
Well,
kinds
let's
of
talk
other
about
stuff.
it on air, because these
So,
guys are real
Did
bums.
they really hang up on
Mark,
you?
let me
Dude,
finish.
I didn't even say anything negative. I just said we have a caller on the
Yeah.
line.
So there's a solenoid block on the
Okay,
transmission.
let's go to war with these.
Let's go to war with
$600.
these jerks.
Where did she say they are? And give me the phone number.
Fort Collins.
Give me the phone number.
970
Mark, you know, that's
224
that's so common.
4148.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
So if it's a solenoid situation, that's
Yes.
a secret.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
So they say 1,200, we'll split it in half and pay 6.
So they're screwing you.
not really, they're just not paying half.
They're making themselves look good by
Well, let's
doubling
make
it up.
sure we put that up.
But how would they even know there's a solenoid problem without taking it apart or looking at it?
They're
Well, you can
suspecting.
scan it.
I think they didn't even look at it.
You can scan it.
9201.
What's that?
Oh, he's going back. Ooh, nice.
You calling that? What's that?
No, it's one of my contractors.
Yeah, I'm thinking the solenoid block.
I mean, what would retail price?
$300.
That's what I'm saying.
What makes you now? What did I
Yeah,
order?
that's true.
You know,
So maybe,
Knees, hips, back, shoulders, hands. They can repair most ACL tears.
Holy shit, I fell down last night and broke both my wrists.
Who?
Buddy of mine, Dan. Not this Dan.
963-9201.
Holy shit.
Explore your options at a true
That's more
medical
just falling
regenerative
down,
clinic.
isn't
You know,
Tell
Clint,
Schultz. I've seen
He's not answering us.
He's a big boy, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big boy. He might have fell down and tried to catch himself.
Broncos fans, sign up for the Broncos Fit 7K on Sundays.
Here's what he, you know what he does for a living is pinball. How do you do pinball games with broken wrists?
I used to, I don't know, yeah.
Case of my grandson, he falls down left and right, and I think to myself, could you imagine if that was me falling down left and right? I don't think I'd be able to get up the next morning. Trip, fall down, get hurt, crying, smack yourself in the head. I mean, kids, how they get falling down, getting hurt.
I don't know what this dude's going to do, man. For a living, he does pinball.
He's a professional
He
pinball player.
pulls all the quarters and fixes the machines. It's like a dentist breaking his.
How did he break his wrist? Was he at a recreation?
I'm asking him. He said, I fell down last night and broke both my wrists.
Oh my God! It sounds like skateboarding. We used to have.
I assure you,
those
he
kinds
was
of-
not
skateboarding.
No, but those were the kind of
injuries you'd have.
Sure.
Dude, can you even use your fingers when you're
Oh,
running?
yeah, you just have a,
I
you
don't
know,
understand
so
this.
you
Did
can't
I
bend
do-
your hand.
I
I
didn't
used to
do any of
fingers.
these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Art of
God, that would hurt
How
my
could I have only done
Oh,
3 spots? I don't understand this. 1, 2.
for who?
I just
Hey, Mark's not on there today, is he?
no.
I'm tricky, so what
I
I
don't want to
do,
waste your money. When
I
you're here.
schedule you.
We don't want to waste your money when you're here.
Listen, on Fridays,
Now remember,
I
we're on
schedule,
broadband.
I don't care, I schedule your live spots the weeks you're not here.
Well, that's the way to
thank
do it.
you.
Why would you do it otherwise?
Thank
You would.
Thank you. Hey, our rep.
You got the personal touch, baby.
Thank you.
Now wait a minute. Oh,
Damn. I need someone looking out for me. Seems like I look out for everyone. No one looks out for me, except Mark.
And Kevin.
And Kevin.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713 Talk. Plumbline Services.
Leads with
3-second opinions on all major repairs. Plumbline Services, a company you can trust. I've known them, oh God, maybe 30 years. These guys are plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. I knew the founder, Jeff Belk. I know one of the owners now, of course. I've known Bob Logan for years. What you need to do is call them for any free second opinions to make sure you need what they're telling you need. But they're also offering half off AC with the purchase of a new furnace, and that comes with $1,500 or more in utility company rebates. Listen to this. 12 months, 0% financing. And I love this most of all, 10 years parts and labor and warranties. You know, warranties that cover parts sometimes on these things, the circuit board is like $1.99, but it takes hours to do it. But this is parts and labor for 10 full years from a company you know is going to be around. PlumbLineServices.com, 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086.
Hey, in my opinion, I called up this North College Motors, and in my opinion, they suck. All I simply did was state who I was, and we had a caller on the line with a problem. Who do I talk to? Guess what I heard next?
Click.
That was it. You know what? What crappy customer service. So I start looking in at their reviews. Listen to this one. Bought a car from there. 2 months later, transmission problems. That's Jose. John says, my repair bill after 4 months has been $2,400.
North College Motors.
They suck, in my opinion.
Okay, Leanna, I think you got yourself a bad dealer. I think you got screwed by a bad dealer. Leanna, I wouldn't put it past them if you think something happened fishy there. I wish, is there a way, we can take a look at this and find out.
And you heard what
Sure.
Mark said.
Now,
Mark, tell them about the fix.
You got to hear this, okay?
They're liars, in my opinion, as well.
There's nothing they could have done for $1,200. Explain that, Mark.
Correct. If that transmission has to be removed from the vehicle, there's nothing they can do for $1,200. To fix that properly, it's going to need a KSF and other major internal parts. So what my thought was, is it's probably, sorry, it could be a solenoid problem with the transmission, which is about maybe a $300 to $400 repair. They're saying it's a $1,200 repair, splitting it in half with you, $600, and making a couple of $100 off of fixing it.
In other words, you could bring it to virtually any shop in the world
and get it done for $600.
Yeah, that's the problem. So they're trying to screw you twice.
If it's the solenoid, we're going to put the number out, and we're going to give the name for a reason.
Yeah, ask people why.
No, here's the reason. If you see this number in an ad, you might want to avoid it.
Or if it pops up on caller ID.
We're not even saying that they should fix it or are responsible. We're saying that they suck for not even addressing it.
Yeah, they won't even talk about it.
970-424-4148. And who, Leanna, did you deal with there? I'm sorry. Uh-oh. 224. Okay, here we go. 970-224-4148. That's 970-224-4148. Who did you deal with there, Leanna? Are you there? She's not there? Mike Kronberger. What the hell's wrong with me today? Kronberger. Okay.
You know, his when you call up that number, too, here's the funny part. It's a cell phone that it says, hey, you've reached Mike or whatever. It doesn't even act like a real business. I mean, this guy seems shady to me. That's my opinion, but he seems shady.
Okay, so Mike Kronberger, North College Screw Job, 970-224-4148. If you do call, be polite and ask why don't you deal with Leanna?
Yeah, be super polite.
Lloyd, what's going on in your life today, Lloyd? Uh-oh. What's happening? Uh-huh. So are you back here alone? And where's Mom? And you got full custody? What are the courts going to say about that? Usually the jurisdictional courts say you got to keep them in state without permission, unless you get permission. Oh, okay, all right. So let's get to the problem. What's going on, bro? Okay, so what's happening to you right now? You don't have a job? Okay. So wait, are you homeless? Are you homeless? Oh. You have two boys. How old are they again? Two boys, yourself, in a hotel. How much money did you come here with? And you went through 900, right, trying to find a place? I mean, 900 wouldn't even be enough for security and first month's rent. Is your family in town here? Is your family in town? Well, they're going to have to help you, man. This is an impossible situation. I love that you called us, by the way. What are you hoping we can do? How do you want to use us? We'll try anything. What do you want to do?
I don't know if you guys have some contacts that someone might work with us to get a place.
We do. We do have contact. We also have people who listen to stories and sometimes donate or help. But Lloyd, we'd have to check out everything, obviously. But other than being divorced and a single dad, I mean,
how come you're
not
working?
disabled or anything, right?
How come he's not working?
Well,
I'm working.
He is working.
Oh, okay.
But he ran out of money because they didn't pay him at his last job. He got screwed over. The company went out of business.
Right.
What was the name of that company?
Rieger Dykes Auto Group in Lubbock, Texas.
Wait, but then you came up here, though. What happened when you got here?
I tried to work something out with another member of my family to stay with them, and they didn't want us to stay there because my son has a dog.
Well, you can't blame them.
And she's a bigger dog.
So what kind of dog do you have?
She's a Rottweiler.
So you're here with 2 kids and a Rottweiler, and you're out of money. That's a bad situation.
Do you have a job now?
Yes, he does.
And where are you working now?
What, you don't have to give the name, but what do you do?
I'm a mechanic.
Oh, wait, are you an auto mechanic?
Yes.
Are you an ASE certified?
No, I'm a Chevy mechanic. Well, GM mechanic.
I mean, now Lloyd, if you're really a GM mechanic and you truly know what you're doing, you're not talking about some guy who just picked up a wrench. Have you done it before?
Oh yeah, I've been in automotive industry for well over 10 years.
Do you have your own tools?
Yeah.
Do you realize you can make a lot of money?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you making good money right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so then what is the situation? I know guys so hard up for good mechanics, they'll even help you get established. They'll even loan you some money. I mean, really, something isn't adding up, man. When you're a mechanic, and how long you been in town?
We got in Loveland last Thursday morning, about 4 in the morning.
And you blew through 900.
Yeah.
It was an ill-conceived plan. I don't know what to say.
Well,
you see,
it kind of got rushed because my landlord was working with me down there, and then the whole thing with job happened, and she didn't want to work with me anymore. So she said we had to be out by this past Friday.
Lloyd, no matter what I say, I want you to know this. We do have a desire to help people who are sincerely in trouble or have a problem. So hang on. But one of the big deals that happen, and I don't understand this, we get people, it's almost like we are challenged. It's like, here are all my troubles, Tom. I did this, I did this, I did no planning, I didn't, you know, I'm an idiot, help me. You know, really, and I'm not saying Lloyd's an idiot, I'm saying people come to me in the most desperate situations wanting help. And it's really confounding to me that they wait to get to this point, or that you would even leave the state with such little money and 2 little boys. I mean, they're not little, but they're boys coming to this state with hardly any money.
Well, why wouldn't you put your dog in a kennel before you put
or
your kids
get
in a
rid
hotel?
of the dog, no matter how much you love it?
I didn't even want to go that far.
My God!
Kennel the dog.
Maybe we have a listener who would help with the dog so he can stay with family, save money to get a place.
Whatever. But something is not adding up. If it's a dog, should my boys and I have a home, or should we have a dog? That choice alone made me suspect. It's not that we don't want to help Lloyd. We have to think about this. Does he have anything in writing? I mean, does he have any information? Can he give us...
You have as much as me right now,
Give him an
Tom.
email address that I hope he
will.
has. I hope he can at least send us some basic information about him, the boys, and everything. And...
the relative's number here in Colorado.
Yes, and the relative. And Lloyd, you really want help? When people ask us, they have to really beware of what they're asking us. I know I owe you a break, right? You're really mad at me. Brutus is going to come in and kick my ass. Hold on a second, Brutus, before you do that. This is serious. Let's get the information, and if anybody has any ideas, give us a call. But this is a near impossible situation. Simply Floors Inc. Please remember the name. Simply Floors Inc. That's INC like the corporation. Why? Because that website does it all. It'll tell you about them. You can also make appointments in your home. No obligation. They'll bring all the popular floor coverings. They have them all. They have them all. Luxury vinyl tile, waterproof carpeting, waterproof flooring. They have laminates. They have engineered flooring. SimplyFloorsInc.com. They have a showroom at 52nd and Ward, southwest corner. But you can go on Simply Floors Inc. And this is one thing I can guarantee you. Guaranteed. You will save money up to 40% over any of the big boys, because that's how Buddy Mitchell does business at simplyfloorsinc.com.
And not only with the dog, you were saying.
Something is screwy here,
totally.
Please.
But,
I mean, does it sound to you like someone in need? Does it? Does it?
Yeah, I mean, it does.
What is it?
He sounds like he's pretty young.
What is our success rate on this
15,
shit?
16-year-old kids.
I know, but
Nancy, what did you do the very next day? What did you do? You have a dead husband and 2 little boys, and you're a young woman. What did you do?
I went to work. I took
Where?
over the company.
Oh, you took over the company.
Yeah, I had worked for Fox and CW. Then I had my own TV show, American Bride Television, American Women.
I saw that. Wait a minute. I think I talked to you before. Were you interviewing to be on the show that I had over there for a while? Were you interviewing to be a host there, or did anybody?
I did do an interview. I did an audition.
It was Martino TV,
Yeah.
which, by the way, they never let me do the way I wanted. I hated it. No, it was terrible. You know, I wanted to do the pay for play in a different way. I wanted to really do it and really talk about stuff as opposed to a script or, you know, tell me about your product and all of that. But I remember, I may have even talked to you.
I think so. I think I might have taken clients on your show too. I think that because I took over some of my clients' marketing and advertising, which is what I was doing for Patrick when he passed away.
So her husband was killed, man. Hit by a car.
He was riding his bicycle home from work.
Oh my God, killed him.
How long ago was this?
It'll be 4 years on the 25th.
It's new, man. It's new.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how devastating.
And little boys.
Oh.
God, you didn't, you know, and typically we get a call from a woman who lost her husband, had 2 little boys, and we should, what do you do? That's why I said, what did you do?
We
went to work.
Bicycle home from work.
Did he have the company buzzing, or did you take it there?
It had legs. It had momentum. You know, we were doing better than we'd ever done before. But I'm going to brag here because we won the best place to work the last 3 years in a row since I took it over. Inc. 500 fastest growing company in the country, number 284. I'm up for Denver Business Journal, Outstanding Woman in Business.
How many people work for you?
Close to about 150 right now.
Shit, you are rocking. Wow. How many states are you in?
We're national. Yeah. I know. I have a foundation called the Butterfly Foundation, and it came from when I worked in the news. You know, you do horrible story after horrible story, so I would just help. I would find one family that really, broke my heart, and I would fundraise for them.
We love doing that. We do that, but it's hard.
It is because you never want to say no to anyone.
But if they fall
through the cracks. There's no charity to support them. So we've helped widows whose husbands have been killed in war. We've helped breast cancer survivors. Right now we're helping a family that's house burned down. We got them from Channel 4. Another gal, she was in a battered women's shelter. And actually Channel 4 did a story on her because they were increasing RTD prices. And she's like, please don't do that. I'm on 3 trains and 2 buses to get my kid to school and to go to work. And she's on the bus at like 5:30 in the morning. And one of the reporters called us about her because she's just such a woman. So right now, the Butterfly Foundation is over giving her, because we got her into an apartment, giving her a trundle bed for her and her son, and giving her sheets and dishes and clothes. And, so those are the types of things that we do with that. That's my heart is there. And we do putts for Patrick. We have an annual golf tournament to raise money to help people. We have a lot of people around Christmas time, working poor.
We check your
So that's what's my heart. I know, bad life choices, 100%.
We don't know that, but we have been burned.
Oh, I have been too.
And we've also had wonderful stories. We have an expression we call falling off the cliff, meaning you're so far gone. It's like you make it impossible. And then the first thing they say, did you do? Oh, we've tried everything. They just don't want to do anything. We can't help people once they've fallen off the cliff and buried themselves. Now, this guy didn't. He's not that bad, but man, how do you come with $900 and be out of money?
He's got family here. It's just a minor adjustment his family takes him in and his problems are solved.
And you would think if he's a really good mechanic, Tom, like you were talking about, how we all need good people, right?
God.
The company that he works for, the company that he works
Start
for,
at 60 and work your way up.
the company that he works for right now would be willing to help him if they really value him.
period. Okay. I'm Tom Martino. Is Mark working? Is he talking to Lloyd off the air or trying to? I want to mention something. I don't want you to think we're heartless. Lloyd calls. He comes to Colorado with 2 boys, 15 and 16, divorced. He's got full custody or custodial custody. He's got $900 in his pocket. And his family, somebody would take them in, but they'd have to get rid of their Rottweiler. Now, come on. Now I know I'm going to hear, well, you know, the dog means everything, and the boy already went through a divorce, and blah, blah, blah. So what do? You got to make some tough choices. We are going to work with Lloyd off the air. When people hear these things, you have to know that. We are going to work with people off the air. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Amy, I want you to know we are aware that you held yesterday, and we will get to you right after the break. I promise you. If you had to sum it up in a sentence, what would you say? Amy? Oh, that's a good. Okay. Your mother's home? Is your mother still with us? All right. Okay, you hold on, Amy. We'll come right to you.
Oh,
Two
boy.
things happen when you get
I'll
this
just give you
thing.
one of those.
Against your license. Just tell me about your boy, or your 2 boys, or.
So Isabella's 10.
Oh, you said
yeah,
Bella. That's right.
10, and
10.
Mannix is 8.
Now 10 is a great age. My daughter started becoming a little lady and wanting to look good, and she's starting all that. Mom, I like these slacks, and I like this, and I like that.
Mine's a pistol. I gave birth to myself on steroids.
Nice.
I drink a lot of wine at night. Come on. No, she's amazing. She gives it to me though. That one. But she, you know what? We were nationally trained to go to high schools and colleges to talk about distracted driving. And Bella's very brave. She talks about what her life is like without her daddy. Distracted driving is texting, and driving is the #1 killer of teenagers. #1
Wow. We got to talk about this in addition to this now. We got to do it. And then your boys, how old? What's going on, bro?
Hey, can I get you to just slide inside for a minute?
Yeah, this is not working too good either.
No, he can't fix that now. The input, just a mental note. No,
just do this.
But this is the important thing. This is just a wire. Or it could be, but the input on this, the mic impedance is way off. Something's wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, I think somebody probably.
Are you talking about this?
Yeah.
That's a freaking little
$9
headset. We'll get you one. We'll get you one. I mean, I didn't want to distract our engineer with a $9 headset. We have another headset for Crybaby over here.
Yeah, it's going to steal Mark.
That's it. Just do it real quick.
Just switch him. That's what I did with his chair last time.
Right. What's your boy's name?
Mannix. It's an old Irish name. Mannix.
Oh, we heard
No, that
It was a detective show way back in the day. I've never seen it, but
I'm an old fun. I told you about color TV. Now I'm telling you about
color TV.
all I heard was.
When you're on the airplane, this is a non-smoking flight. I'm thinking to myself, what flight is?
Okay, you're right. There are expressions that automatically give you a
right.
Yeah.
But that color TV thing was that was great.
When you're miking someone up and you're like, hey, this is just like a pager, you just put it on the back, and you're like, oh shit, no one uses a pager anymore. Now I'm old.
Boy, I remember having one of those.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
I got a pager. Now I got to dial this number.
I must
Where
be
do I go?
important.
I better have some quarters. I better have some quarters in my pocket.
Well, you had to stop at the payphone.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my God.
Wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's just no big deal. I mean, just if I move just a certain way, then it's just
a cheap headset.
Yeah. I'll run down and get you. Where's the mic cable for this?
These headphones are broke too, Dominic.
You had that cable here, Mark. What happened to it?
What?
The blue cable.
Oh, I
Tom was
Suzanne
wrapping
took
it up.
Suzanne took it. Or someone did.
Tom was just wrapping it up.
No, I put it right here.
I know, but he was coiling it and doing stuff.
What are you looking for?
Someone grabbed it. I think it was Suzanne. I think
What?
Suzanne grabbed
Who?
it.
Where?
What
What?
if?
The screen cord.
What are you guys doing this weekend? Anything cool?
I was going to go up to Granby, but it's supposed to rain all weekend up there.
We've been working on the property and having a blast.
I've been fishing this summer.
What you do is every Every, what do you
There was
call
a
it?
blue
Every
cable
branch
that-
you cut down with the chainsaw, you do 2 shots and a beer.
I'll make it happen now.
And if you have all your limbs,
That's
you
right.
get it limbs in 6 hours,
One that was up here a minute ago.
you win.
Okay.
What are you looking for, Dominic?
The blue mic cable that was here.
I don't think it was blue.
Yeah,
it was green.
No, it was blue.
Was it blue?
Yeah.
Someone grabbed it. I think it was Suzanne that grabbed it. I think Suzanne grabbed it.
Do you have the mic cable in there?
I think she heard us. She's coming in. Here she comes.
There we go. Bring our own.
Oh, here's a
BYOC,
green
bring,
cable.
or MC, bring your own mic cable.
Suzanne's got the actual one. I don't know. I think that's ours from downstairs.
Test, test, test.
What did
Hey, Dominic?
Did you fix it?
Somebody just, this one here, it's the bottom processor.
Yeah.
Somebody kicks it with their feet.
Where is that? So we can avoid it.
iHeart.
Bottom mic processor.
Yes.
Yes.
So they just kick the EQ with their feet.
The
That
code
throws
is
it
right behind
way out of
Tom on
whack.
the wall.
Here, do you need a password?
Okay.
Hey, Dominic,
I'll
when
get you a pair of
when
headphones.
Nerf returned the mic, he never
Right,
returned
Judy
the cord with it, so that's our cord that
Oh.
I just keep with us. So
Okay.
if you guys have one that we
Yeah.
can make permanent there, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Okay.
And I'll go get it.
Gold plated, preferably, sir.
You want one better than this, so you take it and leave this one here? Yeah.
And sell it on it.
She's way advanced, man. National already, 130 people working for us.
Oh, very cool.
It's a major company.
I get lucky.
Did you snag one? All right.
What'd you grab?
He just anything.
14 donuts and a pizza.
Mark can see
Oh,
something.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I gotta eat once
Am I
a
buying
day.
lunch today?
I would die.
Am I buying lunch today?
You're pushing it at 11. Well, maybe it'll come. Maybe it's better.
I keep. Okay. She said it's too late. They won't take an order.
No, they'll take the order. You just won't have the pizza until after 1.
That's what I was kidding. You talked to Mark
What
about
should I?
fasting, and he can't even say the
What
word.
a daffodil. What are you on it?
I haven't
I don't
eaten
know how I
before
would feel
4
about it.
o'clock for
If you
like
don't want to, that's okay.
9 months, man.
To what time?
4 o'clock. I eat once a day after 4.
So you wake up and 4 o'clock is when you first have something? Doesn't your stomach like kill you?
I
Man,
guess
you
if
just
people
go
want it, I
first
hate it.
3 or
I mean,
4.
I don't hate it. It's just too oniony and stuff. I feel, yeah.
What is?
Oh yeah, do it all the time.
It's too messy, Jim.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you drinking coffee with sugar in it?
No. Oh no, I know sugar.
Are you fasting?
Every once in a while.
And what's the purpose of that?
Clean out.
Clean out your.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've done the longest.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
done
I drink
3.5
water all
days.
day, and then
So do I.
like unsweetened green tea.
Okay. All right.
You know, no honey, no sugar, no.
Oh my God.
I've never been a
I had
soda.
about a pot and a half of coffee and about.
My worst is beer.
Yeah.
Beer is probably my
Your vice.
that's my like I don't
never
really
developed-
drink during the week.
I
But
never developed a taste for it.
I've never developed a taste for wine. I can't stand wine. You could have a $500 bottle of wine and I wouldn't even sip it. I do not like wine.
Well, I like wine now and then, very occasionally. But you know what? I couldn't tell you the difference between a $500 bottle of wine.
My dad and his buddy
Now, I
got
can
me
tell
into
you,
Write down as quick as I can.
cheap wine I can tell you because I
Yeah.
eat cheap wine.
There.
$2 chuck.
$2 jug. That's good for cooking, though.
Hi, I'm
We're
Tom
having a good
Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by Flexident. Fixing your car the right way. Flexident of Colorado.com. Now, Flexident, why do I say the right way? Because it's paintless dent repair. I'm Tom Martino, consumer advocate. Now, we've been solving problems going on 40 years here in Denver, longer if you count elsewhere. Yes, I am an old fart, and we are effective in what we do. We make the work, we make it enjoyable because we help people. Oh, we love the new member of our family that will be a deputy. Ken called the show. He had a gun in his hand, driving down the street, wondering where he would make the least amount of problems when he offed himself. Stage 4 cancer. His kidneys his some other liver, and the guy was a bodybuilder. He loved working out. He loved, not a bodybuilder, but he loved working out. He was a former police officer in security work, a good guy, living with his brother, feeling like a burden, not knowing what to do. And we said, for the heck of it, come on in, man. Give your life some meaning. Let's start helping people. We have some deputies here. We call them deputies. They volunteer their time, or they work part-time, and we have a lot to do. And he dropped by, and we had a great time. And so that's a good story, and we're going to keep you informed on that. He said he loves sharing his story because he wants to get to others who might be lonely. He says, you know, it's funny, when people call you and people say, oh, that's so bad, I'm so sorry, you know, what's going on? Then it dies down and you don't hear much and you're alone. You're alone with your depression and stuff. And he's coming out of it. He's doing great. And he's got good family support. So, speaking of that, we have special guests today. And one of them started a company with her husband, iLendingDirect.com, Nancy Fitzgerald. Now, Nancy has a very interesting story. And, you know, I said, if something did not work out just right, maybe, for someone else like this, they would be calling our show. But Nancy did not call our show. She didn't call for help. And Nancy, she had 2 little boys, and her husband started this company, iLending Direct, and she gets a phone call, and he's dead. Can you imagine?
No. No, I can't.
He left for work that day, and she didn't think that.
Heart attack?
No, he was hit. Now, this is a passion of hers because of it. Explain, Nancy.
So Patrick was riding his bicycle home from work from iLending Direct. It was on August 21st, 2014. He was hit by a distracted driver. He did hang on for a few days in the hospital. He passed August 26th, 2014.
Oh, man. That's unbelievable. Did anything happen to the driver, the distracted driver? Did he get any criminal charges?
He did not. He did not.
Now, you say distracted. Are you sure that's what it was?
Texting or something?
So I can't prove that he was on his phone, and the police never checked. However, it was clear that Patrick had the right-of-way, and he pulled out with his truck and trailer, and the trailer fell down on top of Patrick's back and stopped his heart.
Is it I got to ask her this. Is it surreal when the call comes in, like, it's almost unbelievable?
Or did officers come to the door? How
did that go down? What was your psyche? Do you even believe it, or you think you're in a dream? It just seems so unreal.
So I knew that something had happened because it was taking way too long for him to bike home from the office. It's a 7-minute ride. So when the unfamiliar number came up on my cell phone, I just knew.
Oh.
And it was the chaplain at the hospital telling me to come right away.
They knew he was going to die?
He was unconscious, and it was very serious, and they needed me to get to the hospital as quickly as possible.
And he never gained consciousness?
He never did.
Imagine that conversation. Then after that, you have the conversation with the kids eventually. That's got to be unbelievable.
How do you do that with children? And now, I asked Nancy's permission to speak about this. Otherwise, I would never do this.
Yeah, of course.
Because she wants to help others, and she does with distracted drivers. She was trained to deal with this and to talk to people about it. But what do you do with the children in a situation like this?
That was a tough one. So we knew...
How old were they at the time?
So Bella was 6 and Mannix was 4. But I wanted them to come and see him in the hospital before, because he was quickly going downhill. So they were able to see their daddy before he passed away. And I'm going to tell you a story. This is Bella sang to him, and she's saying, "You are my sunshine." That's the song I used to sing to put her to sleep. And a single tear went down his cheek when she said, "Please don't take my daddy away." So I know that his spirit was there. I know he was heartbroken that he had to leave this world. But we've done the best that we can do. Bella and I both work at talking to people about distracted driving. Texting and driving is the #1 killer of teenagers. They're killing themselves, and they're killing others.
And that's a real stat, the #1 killer.
Yep, #1 killer.
Holy crap. Okay, so you take over the company.
Yes.
You don't whine. And trust me, women who do not take over companies, who do whine and cry and get depressed, we're with you, okay? I'm not saying you have to, I'm not one to say, hey, chin up. I don't know what you do in a situation like that. So, you chose to move on, and you took his baby, and you ran with it. And how big was it then, and how big is it now?
At the time, I think that we had a little over 40 employees, and we're up to about 150 now. For me, it's Patrick's legacy, and so it's
keeping him alive a bit.
Absolutely, it probably saved my life too at first. I feel bad for anyone who suffers a loss like that, especially out of the blue, where you're not prepared for it. But literally put him to rest on a Sunday, went to work on a Monday. And the people that I have around me now that have stuck with me in iLending Direct, I can't thank them enough, because we locked arms and lockstep, and we're going to do this. We're going to beat the odds, and we're going to do this together.
So now to the reason you're here. We do consumer advocacy. We've been doing it for years. We came across your name when we were talking about auto financing. It's one of the areas that we have never thought about as far as the referral list, as far as lending, as far as homes we think about, and people never shop. And I thought, why? Why don't people shop for car loans? I mean, you're trying to change that dynamic now, but even now, people don't think about it. They go to the dealer and take the loan. They might even go to their bank and ask about loans, but they don't shop them. Have you found that to be so?
That's absolutely true.
Just get them to shop.
60% of Americans don't even realize that they can refinance their auto loan. And if something has happened in your life and your FICO is low, if you pay as agreed for 6 months, it can go up as high as 100 points. That puts you in a whole nother tier. That's the difference between going from 21% interest to 7 or 6.
So you're not one of these hard money people that, when you hear about auto financing, you often think about the lowlifes, the people who want B and C paper, the ones who want to just sock it to them, But and I imagine you have financing for all tiers of credit. Yes?
Absolutely, full spectrum. Yep.
Okay, and you work kind of like an aggregator. People contact iLending, and what's the process?
So they can just email in an application.
Right.
They can call us.
They
can
go online.
Text us. Yeah. And
you're working on your app, and what then?
Yeah, and then we do a soft pull, and we get the information on their car and
their credit.
Yes, and miles. Loan to value is often an issue, and then we look at every single one of our banks and credit unions to see what's going to be the best possible situation for that individual.
Now, do you give them one or several or 3, or how many do you give them as far as who do you, or do you literally originate the loan for that institution?
We don't originate the loan. What we do is we know exactly what their criteria is, and we get people into the best. So
you match them with the one best program?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. And I'm going to brag a little bit here. So on average, we save our customers $112 a month, and that's with warranty and gap insurance wrapped into the loan, 6.65% interest on their loan. We save them. We've saved people millions and millions and millions.
A lot of people get into these loans, man, that are 15, 20%.
So you do new cars, used cars, and refinancing.
Yes, and we do cash out. We do end of lease buyouts. If there's anything in auto, I do it.
I want a behind the scene answer.
I like this. So, iLendingDirect.com.
We all know that when you go to the dealership, people that walk in and say, hey, I'm going to pay cash, generally the dealership hates those people because they make money on the financing. What do you think the average dealership on a new car makes on the financing? Why is that such a big deal? Is that origination they're getting $500, $1,000? What do you think it is? What do you think Security Federal pays Arapahoe Hyundai when I go get a loan? Why is it worth so much to them?
So a lot of the profit is going to be in the F&I products, is where they're going to make their money. So especially with the CFPB coming in and really hammering down on auto lending in particular, it's gone from being a participation model where you get to participate in the loan to a flat fee. It's a skinny deal.
Okay, but that's good for consumers.
Yep, absolutely.
Because F&I, as you say, finance and insurance is the slang for dealers. That F&I, that's where they usually beat you up. And
that's where they slam you.
And the mop and blow and all of that.
Exactly.
Okay, we got more coming up. 303-713 Talk. In the beginning, I told you about FlexidentofColorado.com. Remember, I said this hour brought to you by, and people are upset with me because I didn't give out the number. I just got this instant message. Yeah, it's FlexidentofColorado.com, all right? And And the number is, here goes the drum roll, 303-619-6273, 303-619-6273. We have more coming up, and I will tell you, we can take any calls you want now, not just on the cars, but if you have questions about car loans right now, 303-713-TALK.
You know, we had a Harley dealer. I love this story. He bought a brand new Harley. Guy was in the military, came back.
Oh, my God.
He bought a brand new Sportster, like $12,000. $11,000, blah, 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 $12,000. By the time he left this particular Harley dealership,
16? No, it was 23, wasn't it?
it was double. It was more than double. It was like 23, 24,000. He had warranties that Tom and I looked at. We didn't even know what they were. We didn't even know what they were. It's like, you know, he had paint warranty, tire warranty that didn't cover the tires, but it covered the sheen of the tires.
He had gap insurance on his gap insurance.
He had double gap insurance.
We refi Harleys all the time because they won't even start.
You know what?
Do they have their own financing?
People shop leases based on one thing only. That's it. And you know what? Because of that, you can have an artificially low payment in a lease compared to buying, and it's crazy what they throw into.
Well, you could never get out of it. You could never turn it in. You'd be so upside down.
It's terrible.
Or if you go over on it, you'd never want to buy it out, so you end up paying
so
it back
people contact their leaseor, and they find out what their payoff is, and then finance that.
Yeah.
What's your gravy? Who's your customer? Who are you targeting?
So we
high interest, buy here, pay here people?
No.
Yeah, no. We had a buy here, pay here case out of
I wouldn't
California.
Say that's
where they were charging 56%
interest.
Oh,
what is it? 56.
It was in California. It's totally illegal, but we saved that one particular customer like $36,000 on his loan.
Who are you targeting?
So we buy data from Experian, TransUnion, all the credit bureaus. We run all of our algorithms to see what they're, because I know exactly what you're paying, I know exactly what your interest rate is.
Oh my God! So you're hitting them with an offer?
Yes.
You can say this.
Yes.
And then
you do a lot of outbound marketing.
A lot of it is inbound.
That's smart, actually.
But we do.
Well, a lot of people call you, right? But you guys contact others.
The mailers are our most successful.
On those algos, you're looking for what? More than a 1%, a 5% betterment? I mean.
We have to save you at least $50.
Or else you're not even going to talk.
And that's with products involved in it too. So yeah, but we drop like 500,000.
Where do you make most of your money then? On the insurance products, the gap?
It's a combination. So I reinsure my gap and my warranty, and so.
Do they have to take your gap and warranty?
No.
Well, your gap is
120.
Your gap is 125%.
Why wouldn't you? And it really is.
Your gap is 125% of value.
So we sell products based on our individual credit union. So sometimes it's front end and then it's all in back end, and it'll be 125 to 135%.
And then when you say warranty, what are you talking about?
Probably.
I'm not supposed to say warranty. My compliance officer will crush me. It's a vehicle service contract.
Okay, and keep in mind we're broadband.
Well, it doesn't matter. Then Google starts punishing you if you have too many. So all you do is the worst.
Yes, NEC is the company.
Okay. And you check them out. You like them.
And I learned something.
I'm going to show you by talking.
I learned this from Sean Hakes the other day.
Like that. It sounds like you really want to help people.
Yeah, well, for example, we sold vehicle service contract to a man in a minivan, and he was in a wheelchair, and we thought everything in that car was covered, and it turns out the mechanical ramp to his broke on it, and that wasn't covered.
But that's a special assessment.
Before we even talk about that, this is what I learned.
I always do the right thing.
You mean with the contract company? You told them to pay for it?
Fees. Google doesn't look at. It's not even worth
looking at. It comes out of my pocket, though.
They used to look at them about a year ago. They're absolutely.
But I would rather than do that and do the right thing.
I learned this last week.
You know, I tell people this all the time.
The SEO title, this does mean something, but this should be their main keyword.
And the only thing that people are going to remember about you is how you even feel
refinancing
and what sort of a legacy
in Colorado Springs.
I'm very passionate about
or refinancing Denver.
That's great common sense.
And Colorado Springs.
Well,
yeah.
if someone doesn't,
No,
who's
I
going to
split it with
Google
them or
refinancing
whatever.
Denver, Colorado
The prime loan
Springs? So you
consultant
get
did
one
it,
shot
and
at
said
it.
it's covered.
So whenever they think the one shot is, Google no longer looks at this. They just said screw it. They literally don't look at it. So I'm going to keep this as refinancing Denver.
Okay, all right, well then I'll call him and tell him that that's what it is.
If you look at altitude SEO,
Right,
and if you scroll down to that part under their
he
listing,
doesn't have any.
no, guys, that doesn't matter. Look at that.
All right, I want you to check out a video at becomethebanker.info. Again, this is not for everyone, but it is certainly almost anyone can qualify to use this. If you do it properly, please don't ever buy life insurance and think it's an investment unless you manipulate the tax-free savings and it's a mutual company, okay, and it's a guaranteed return. There are all kinds of caveats. So if you do buy this life insurance and you overfund it, the cash value grows tax-free. You can borrow from it and then pay yourself back on purpose, more interest. That gives more tax-free savings. The idea is to have a fund in retirement, eventually, to borrow from, and then let the death benefit pay off those loans. So you don't pay taxes ever. But there are so many people marketing these kinds of plans that are just full of crap. So please shop carefully. You want a mutual company where you're part owner. You want a guaranteed return. You want a low cost of insurance. And you want tax-free. Do you hear that? It's becomethebanker.info. I've looked into it. I've checked into it. Becomethebanker.info. It's conservative and safe. All right. What's on your mind? Give us a call. We can talk about auto lending now, and we will, and we can talk about autos. We have our experts. Nancy Fitzgerald is with us from iLendingDirect.com. Mark Machowski, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair. Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech. And Amy. Amy. Okay, you sounded distraught about your mom's house. Can you tell us what's going on?
So the biggest thing is I am a single mother with 4 kids.
Okay.
My ex-husband pays no child support, alimony, maintenance. So
why does he get a free ride?
Because I couldn't afford a lawyer, and Jeffco County refused to give me one.
When were you divorced?
Last year, 2017.
And he doesn't try to help his children?
No.
Does he?
It's my mom actually helping me out.
Okay, Amy, I just want a little information because we might be able to help you with more than one thing. So this guy, does he work, this ex?
Yes, he does. He actually makes, the whole thing was...
What kind of work does he do, Amy?
He does the same thing I do.
What is that?
I do security.
What does that mean?
So I actually
security guard.
I actually am a security guard.
Okay, I just want to see if he has W-2 wages that can be garnished. I can't believe that there was no child support order put in place.
Never heard of it.
Amy, no matter what, I promise you, we can get that taken care of. And the guy, it doesn't matter if he wants to or not. If he has W-2 income, now, all income is subject to it, but W-2 is easiest. Other income we could go after, too, if there are moms out there or fathers distraught. But, Amy, I know you didn't call for this, but we would like to help you.
The thing is, because my mom helps me out with my kids, because my ex-husband pays no type of alimony, because we weren't married long enough for alimony.
How long were you married?
7 years, and after the divorce was final, 8.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be much as far as maintenance, but with child support for sure. How old are your children?
Because I made 50 cents more than him, and we share 50-50 custody.
How old are your... I understand that part, but if situations change, things change. We'll take a look at it. How old are your children?
I've got my 9-year-old son, my 7-year-old son, my 5-year-old daughter, and my 4-year-old daughter.
Okay. Now, what can we do about the house? Tell us about the house.
My mom actually is my babysitter.
Okay.
And I am in a 2-bedroom apartment that I have to actually move out next week. I'm actually engaged to a friend I've known for 15 years.
That's a good way to do it. Okay.
And he helps me with the kids. He's a major help with the kids.
Good. Good.
So between him and my mom, I have major
But you're
help.
moving out into your mom's house?
So the whole thing was we're actually moving into the house. Now, the house that my mom has actually had since I was a year and a half old. My mom and dad actually got it when I was a year and a half old. So she's saved it all this time. Well, she had renters, 3 of them. One that potentially moved in and she had done no lease, she had done no deposit, she had done no verb.
Right, she did it all wrong, and what happened? What happened?
So basically what happened is they were living there for 2 years, and so then when I...
Where was your mom? Did your mom live there too?
In the house.
So she lived there with renters. Did they wreck the place?
Yes, completely. Now we got curveball last night because now Jerry and Darian and Mike are threatening, or I should say Jerry and Darian are threatening to take us to court.
Wait a minute, hold on.
And Mike will...
Amy, I just need, before you tell your story, you got to answer some questions. The 3 renters, are they still there?
No, we kicked them out.
Okay.
So now Adams County is...
Amy, I don't need any, I just need some basics. You kicked them out when?
We kicked them out. We did eviction, I believe, April.
Great. That's one big deal. Okay, now, what are they threatening to sue her for?
We don't know.
Okay.
Jerry and Darian.
Are they sound like a bunch of deadbeats, and we can eat them up and spit them out. We're going to be your ally. So don't be intimidated by these jerks, okay? Don't be intimidated. You know, if they threaten you, you know what you say, Amy? I'm serious. Say, bring it. And Tom Martino, here's his number. You call him because he wants to eat you up and spit you out. And you get we'll call these people, okay? Why are they bothering? Did they ever pay your mom?
Only Mike paid, and he moved in because initially when they set the agreement, it was just Mike. And initially, after that, a month after, he moved in his mom and her husband.
Wait. So you had, those are the 3 people? It was Mike and his mom and her husband?
Yeah, but he moved in his mom and the husband without no verbal...
That's fine, Amy. I understand. I believe you. How old is your mom?
My mom is 55, and she has stage 3 cancer.
Okay. Now, what made you call today? We have a little bit of the backstory, and without every single detail, can you tell us the major problems that we can help you with?
Because of all the damage they've done to the house, we had an appraiser come out, and he pretty much botched the house to say it's unlivable. So now we can't even get a loan for the house. We can't even refinance it. Nothing because of...
How much? Hold on now, dear. How big is the house?
It's 2,300 square foot.
Okay. And what part, don't give me an address, what part of town?
Thornton.
Thornton. And where are the closest cross streets?
It's 89th and Corona.
Okay. And what are other houses similar to that selling for?
1,500.
How much?
They're 1,500 square feet.
No, I'm asking.
$300,000 plus.
But they're smaller.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how much does she owe right now?
$119,000.
Okay. But the appraiser said this house is terrible.
It's gone.
Well, it's not gone. Is the foundation there? The walls are there? The roof is there?
Because Mike destroyed part of the house, and because Mike's addition, his add-ons to the home were done illegally.
Now,
and because
I understand.
Were done illegally,
but Amy,
the house.
Are you telling me the entire home must be torn down?
Pretty much is what they're saying, because of everything Mike and Jerry and Darian did to the home.
If it's this hopeless, here's what I want to know. And I'm not saying it is this hopeless, but here's what I truly need to know. If it's this hopeless, what were you hoping we would say?
We just need help because...
Yeah, what were you hoping? Amy, I'm not asking. There's no right answer. I'm truly asking. This is a terrible situation. What were you hoping the Tom Martino show would do? What's that?
Where our legal stands stand.
Well, we can have an attorney help you there, but I will tell you this.
They probably don't have... Low Mo and Curly over there probably don't have a nickel.
Let's speak about the obvious. First, she owns the home. She doesn't owe...
No one else does.
She doesn't owe that much on the home. They didn't finagle out the title or any liens. Okay, so she owns the home. She has a mortgage that's not terrible. And unless truly the house is truly ruined, I have never heard of a home being that far gone that we can't get it.
Here's the twist of things as well. Because of the electric being almost $4,000, the electric company is, if we don't come up with $4,000 by the 3rd of next month, then they will shut off the power.
Well, Excel Energy,
so my babies and me will not have any power in that home.
Yeah, we can talk about that. All right, we have contacts at Excel, but listen, how did the bill get that high? How did they get that high?
Mike and Jerry and Darian wouldn't turn out lights. They kept things on.
Where are those clowns right now? This is Mark. We got to take
it's
this.
Low Mo.
We don't know.
I can't even say it right.
Larry,
Moe, and Curly, but
the
there's probably nothing to go after. Is the main issue.
Where are they right now?
All we have are numbers. We don't know where they are.
All right. I want
to call one of them.
I want each name and each number off the air. Okay. But you can give me their names on the air.
Give me the main guy I want to call, the Mike.
Who is this Mike guy?
His name is Mike Combs.
Combs? How do you spell that? Is it Combs? C-O-L-M-B-S?
M-P-S.
There wasn't any kind of meth or anything else we don't know about, is there?
Well, there's also a thing where we said it, where my mom and me and my fiance signed once the house was appraised, we would have paid him $10,000.
Wait, you would pay, hold on. You would pay who $10,000?
Mike.
For what?
For the improvement.
But you can show you can show the improvements did damage.
Yep.
But he wants, hold on, you just have to hold. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But Amy, we have steps we need to take, and if you want our help, you got to do it our way, okay? Now, you can do anything you want on your own, but you also have to do what we tell you step by step if you want our help. And I'll let you decide that during the break. 303-713-TALK. Oh, my God, you never know. You never, ever, ever know what you're going to hear about on this show. You never know. And speaking of homes, you know, this is such a transition. We're going to talk about House Modern because it'll blow your socks off. House, H-A-U-S-S, House Modern. That's the German spelling because they have this German background, detailed design and meticulous craftsmanship. Oh, when you walk into one of their kitchens, seriously, it looks, you know how bored you get with normal kitchens and baths? Come on, you know you are, right? Even in these newer homes, ho-hum. No, when you walk into one of these kitchens, you go, wow. The same with their bathrooms and their closets. It's something you have to see to believe. Go to their showroom, Santa Fe in Louisiana, House Modern. If you're looking for a kitchen and bath, you want to add value, you don't want to just fix and flip, but you want to add value to your dream home, or you want to keep this home for a while, House Modern, check them out. No, it's not prohibitively expensive. It's a wonderful value. They do kitchens from the ground up. I'm talking about from the subfloors to the ceiling tiles to the light fixtures and the cabinets and countertops. Check them out, 720-325-5040, 720-325-5040, housemodern.com, H-A-U-S-S, modern.com, or you can search that on my referral list. Go to referralist.com and put in regular good old house or modern, and they'll come up.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver. Win your way to our 2018 iHeart Radio Music Festival. Justin Timberlake, Fleetwood Mac, Mariah Carey, and so many more.
2 nights on one stage.
Hosted by Ryan Seacrest, September 21st and 22nd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Just listen weekdays 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. at 5 past the hour for the keyword to text. It's your shot to be in Vegas at our iHeart Radio Music Festival. From Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Do you hear that? Opportunity knocking. Save thousands on new Champion windows and other exterior upgrades. Announcing the Champion Your Home Sale. 30% off new Champion Comfort 365 windows. 25% off new siding and sunroofs. Plus, get 60 months low-interest financing. I'm Tom Martino, and I wholeheartedly endorse the Champion Window Company on my referral list at referralist.com. Book today. GetChampion.com.
Champion designs, builds, installs, and guarantees their products. Enjoy them for years to come. Opportunity is knocking. 30% off new Comfort 365 windows and 25% off siding and sunrooms. Champion your home sale. GetChampion.com. That's GetChampion.com. Champion limited lifetime warranty applies to Comfort 365 windows as long as the original purchaser owns the home, subject to qualifying credit approval. Minimum purchase required. All discounts applied to our regular prices. Cannot be combined with other advertised offers. See store or website for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology actively invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you, the needle in the haystack.
Try ZipRecruiter now.
That Shauna one, I spent so much money on her, and what's she doing? She's sneaking people into her basement. She's running a brothel out of a place I found her. Every time.
Really?
The one woman that I really helped, you want to hear this?
Yeah.
The one that she cost me the least amount of time and money.
Okay.
I said, what do you need? She was a homeless lady. You know what she told me? She goes, I live in a tent. She told me we're in Colorado Springs. I need candles. I need batteries and something else. I think I got her a sleeping bag and some other shit.
Okay.
Went down, delivered it. She was thankful. She didn't call up with some crap. I'm homeless and I need to find a place. That was the only one that went perfectly. Everybody else, I don't care if it was the guy that called this year that I don't have a place. I'm getting kicked out of the, who was the guy that got kicked out of his hotel that turned out to be the fucking Marriott? Who was
I remember that one.
I couldn't believe it. A homeless guy living on his platinum card in the Marriott.
Was this the guy that...
I couldn't believe it when I showed a host on what hotel.
We post a photo of him.
He didn't want to stay in Motel 6 for 6 months. He'd rather stay in the fucking Sheraton or Marriott for a week. How do you not fix stupid? What do you do with that?
Well, that's not stupid. That's conniving. He wasn't stupid at all. What was that guy's name? We posted a picture of him. He had a cowboy hat.
Yes. Real skinny dude. God, I couldn't believe that one. I was floored. That one took me by storm. And then Shauna is always my favorite. We put her up for a week at that place. We even got her son, who played college football or high school football, a full-blown scholarship offer. Everything.
We went so far off the end.
Then I finally find her a permanent place to stay, an entire beautiful basement. Had her own entrance, everything.
And she was, we don't know that. But
yeah, I know.
Said she had a different man there every night.
I remember this nothing compared to you guys. You know, Reese was about 2 years ago from Christmas, started Christmas on the radio and helped his family out.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at American Financing. Let me tell you, they can help. When refinancing to eliminate mortgage insurance, lower your rate, or consolidate high-interest debt, you don't have to worry about resetting your loan term. Because at American Financing, they offer 10, 13, or 18-year loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan. You choose the term based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive interest rate. It's your mortgage, your way. Plus, with fixed rates, no matter where interest rates go, yours stays the same. Monthly payments won't increase. It just takes one call to their salary-based mortgage consultant.
I know, it spirals. And then when you're all said and done, you realize there's nothing you're ever going to do to help you.
I just want something for free.
Oh, I know a good success story. We had the guy we bought a bunch of presents for, and I delivered them way up by St. Mary's Glacier. That was a success story.
Oh, I remember that one.
That was a success.
Did that turn out good?
It did. It turned out great. He got back on his feet.
Cool. Hi, Tom Martino here. We have Craig Becker coming up now. He's with Ideal Home Loans, but he's talking about credit in general. But we need to end. We need to get an action plan for Amy. Amy. Okay. Nothing is ever really truly hopeless, but if they get the situation. Yeah, it's been hell, right? You've been taken advantage of. You know, these people are grifters. We've run across them numerous times. They intimidate, and then they start throwing their weight around. And here's what we're going to do. The first thing we need a complete list of who they are, their phone numbers, and your mom's address, and her name and numbers, and yours. We need all the basic information, okay? You need to email us all the basic information. We don't want a story. We don't need a story. We just need the tenants, your mom, and all the basic information. That's email, phone number, and address. And if you don't have an address for them, that's fine. Just give us the numbers. Suzanne will tell you how to email us basic information. In addition to basic information, we need to send someone to the home to examine it and look at it and give us an opinion.
I'm sure Frank Duran would do that.
But
I hate to poo-poo this, but if it needs even $50,000 of work just to do anything, what do you do?
Well, here's what you do. If you truly have equity in a home, and you can build it into a loan. If you can do a home improvement refi. You can actually do that.
Did your mom live there while this was going down?
Yeah, she did. She lived there the whole time. So we need somebody to inspect the home, but not just for saleability, but for viability. Like, what needs to be done? The feasibility, I should say. What needs to be done, and can it be done effectively? So we need a contractor.
I wonder about a reverse mortgage, and I say that for
55.
more than one reason.
She's 55, right? She's 50. Okay. All right. And he never pulled permits, right? Well, then, maybe it's not as bad as we think. I'm not going to take an appraiser's word for it. We are going to have our own people look at it. So I'd love to have Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. He's a great guy. His last name is not .com. It's just Frank Duran. And I'd like to have him look at it. So that's Frank. Suzanne, let's arrange that with Frank, and then he'll come give us a report. What contractor should we send out there for an honest assessment? Not full retail assessment, but like this can be done, this can be done, this can be done for refi purposes.
Well, the furthest north that I trust wholeheartedly is going to be Genesis, Mark Szymanski, if he'd run out there.
He's so damn busy. I hope.
That's the problem right now.
But we do have contractors who are.
I honestly think Frank can look at it and at least give us an eyeball of the value. Frank's pretty smart, man.
No, I know that, but certain things would have to be fixed to get it refi. So we're going to have some kind of contractor and Frank look at the house, and then meanwhile, Suzanne, give her the email to get us all those pertinent names.
Oh, how about just a copy of the inspection report too? Would be nice.
Well, they had an appraiser.
Oh.
You didn't have an inspector, right? Okay. All right. Hold on a second.
Maybe we send up Home Spy.
You know what? Eagle. Well, but whatchamacallit? What's his name? Brian. Now he would be the one. But here's the only problem with Eagle. He's a perfectionist. He's wonderful. I want him when I do my home inspection. But you got to tell Brian Wilcox at Eagle. You have to say, Brian, what would this cost just to get it up to refi? Like, don't exaggerate,
And they're going to be the ones living there. It's not like it's being sold.
Yeah, we're not talking about dream home quality, okay, Suzanne? Now, Amy, you're going to have to trust us, and we'll take it one step at a time. 303-713-TALK. Craig Becker is with Ideal Home Loans. This is not about Ideal. This is about credit. He does credit optimization there, which helps people get higher tiers on credit in order to get better rates. So what I'd like to ask you, Craig, how important, we have some very basic questions, and it all came up when we were talking about credit pulls. First of all, do you know why a hard credit pull, why does it lower FICO or scores? Why?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mark mentioned one time, and I don't know, not one time, just recently. Mark, what do you mean there are two different FICOs?
Yeah, so when I was doing an SBA 504 loan years and years ago, I would go on to TransUnion, Experian, and I'd pull my own credit, and let's say at the time the score was 730. When they would actually pull the real credit, not me through the website from Experian, the credit score was different.
When they did the hard
they
pull,
told me it was that always is the case.
Now, Craig, is that still the case if I go on to my own credit and see a FICO, and then somebody pulls a hard pull, will it vary? Why?
Massive.
It's an advantage score, which is kind of another scoring system.
Okay, so in other words,
we don't see our real credit score.
Yeah, but you get a good indication, right, Craig?
That's because you really have hundreds of credit scores. I mean, that's the reality.
Okay, hundreds of credit scores, but are they similar?
Not necessarily.
Can they be 100 points off?
Yes.
They can be 60 to 80 points off, absolutely.
Okay, but which one would count?
The one, so for example, for mortgage, we have to pull FICO 2, 4, and 5, depending on the bureau, and that's what we have to use.
But Craig,
so those are the only ones that count.
What makes them vary? What makes them vary?
Okay, well, so let me give you an example. In FICO version 2, authorized user accounts, like if you get on as an authorized user on your mom's credit card, it acts just like it's your credit card. So if you didn't have any credit score and you got added onto her card that had been open for 10 years and never been late, you'd pop a 770 crop FICO score. But on a FICO version 8 or 9, authorized user accounts are barely used for that because they know you're not financially responsible. So
it's ridiculous, Craig. I mean, is there ever a move to try to consolidate and make something more reliable?
You know, part of the no, and part of the reason is that FICO's out there selling these new models.
It's ridiculous. Different versions for different types.
But it's been that way forever.
For different, but still, it's ridiculous. It's very difficult because people don't know where they stand. I mean,
here's the real scam is Experian and TransUnion Equifax will sell you a score and tell you it's your score, and it's not your score. It's one score off of one model that probably nobody uses.
That's what I mean. It's a terrible situation for people that don't know what they can do to improve. But you're going to tell us some basic things people can do to improve. We're out of time, though. Hold on. I'm going to try to squeeze you in. Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney, all right? Call him if you get in trouble. And, of course, not everyone accused is guilty. But when you get a DUI, that's the one thing you shouldn't even be accused of. It's so easy to get around that with Uber and Lyft and not drinking or a designated driver. If ever you have a problem, Joe Lazara, he's not going to give you a lecture, but he will help you through the system. Even if you want to plead guilty and get it over with, you still need an attorney. LazaraLegal.com. Look for Lazara on my referral list at referrallist.com. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
This report is brought to you by Office Depot Office Max.
A couple of crashes and some slow spots in town to watch out for as you travel around the metro area freeway system. Got a wreck being reported northbound I-25 at 6th Avenue, backing you up to Broadway. Another crash being reported westbound I-70 at Washington. Expect big delays there, too. Westbound I-70 approaching Kipling. Some backups there as a lot of vehicles heading that direction. Look out for a crash at Hamden and Tamarack as well. 3 cars involved if you can't avoid that stretch. The weather forecast, about a 20% chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a high near 87. Right now, mostly cloudy skies.
Be free. And that no, he didn't say pay half. He said he put a little bit towards it. Said it's as is. She knew that. I was willing to help her out a little bit, but after she called Tom, forget it.
Yeah. He's basically a scumbag.
He is a scumbag.
Does he sound familiar to you at all?
Not at all. Are you kidding? I say we. Well, we're online. I can't say. I'm not saying we call Vinny or anything.
No, but if he did offer to help, but try to help her. I mean,
well, he said I told her I'd give her a little. I would help her with a small.
How long did she have the vehicle? I don't even remember.
That I don't know.
3 months.
Nobody says that ever. You either say I'll pay half, or you know I'm not going to pay you a small percentage of the.
Yeah. So anyway.
And his employees hang up on people.
You're
a schmuck.
That was his son. His son is there by himself.
I am so glad to hear it's his son.
Okay,
yes, actually.
It's his son. He says, I'm out of town. My son just didn't mean to hang up on him.
No, yeah, okay.
I'm sure he was scared. I'd hang up too, bro.
Mark's going to say right now.
No,
I'm not. My dad's business from.
Well, they complain. Yeah, somebody has, I think that sure wasn't me.
First of all, my middle name is Happiness.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. Say it's sweet.
and sweet.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Suzanne and I sing that every night.
Yeah, you know.
Our kids just love it.
All right, we have somebody that dropped off.
Okay.
Or no, we didn't. Sorry, it's just a blank one.
And then Glenn's still
Seriously,
logging
with
in.
this, if you had a warranty and the customers didn't follow what needed to be done to get the warranty.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
I mean, they
it's a
get an authorization.
3 years, 36,000 nationwide.
Yeah.
Put it in the folder, invoice, you have a problem, call this 1-800 number. If they don't call the 1-800 number, they get the car fixed, and then show up at my place with a bill.
You can't do that.
I know, but I mean, so
why
you're at
did
that
they
cross.
do that?
Oh, but wait, do they have this coverage?
Yeah.
So in other words, let's just take something.
Okay, I put an alternator. I put an alternator starter on a car.
Do you
there
have
in
their
Kansas?
Somewhere does a signature exist?
Was
on
there
terms and conditions?
As far as
It's
the
right
warranty?
here. No, I see what
I'm
you're
asking
saying.
if they signed it and acknowledged it.
No, it's free with the repair.
It's free with the
it's
repair.
free.
So
sorry.
What does that do? Was there a Napa Auto Care
But
within
it doesn't
100
matter.
miles?
It doesn't matter because if there's not, wherever you are, they will pay that shop.
Oh, okay.
That's
But
how the
they have
warranty
to go
works.
through this.
But
I
they
would
have to
not,
call the-
personally, I wouldn't reimburse them.
Okay,
period,
but I
end
mean,
of
so you
story.
get to that crossroads, either you reimburse them and try to keep it as a
I wouldn't
customer,
do it.
or they walk out the door.
And the other problem is with the alternator, they even bring you the core.
Well, yeah, they brought it back, and we'll get our money back on the part, but it's, you know, we pay extra for the warranty from our end. You know, that doesn't come free.
This is just like the Goodyear one.
But here's what I would do, even if I'm giving it away. I would say, we will give you this free warranty, but you have to initial that you understand it.
That's
I would
smart.
make them do it.
Yeah.
I would
We're
never,
going to probably be doing
ever,
this too. So I need
because
to know
they
what's going
hear
on.
selectively, and they're saying, you do this and you do that, I would have them, you initialed what you.
But it's
What
not
they
even, I
don't
think
understand-
legally, I'm not worried about legally as much as just customer relations.
Sure.
You
know,
can't do
I mean,
it.
it's a lose-lose.
Hold
For
on a
everybody.
second.
Yeah.
If you're worried about customer relations, it's always, the answer is always do
Hey.
whatever they say.
Just pay.
Well,
Yeah.
That's if you truly are.
How much
you
money
can't.
are we talking?
Some repairs can be as much.
No,
as,
this
the,
one.
the last
How
one was $1,200. It was a field pump.
Yeah.
$1,200.
You can't do that, but you said if you're really concerned.
It really is,
I know.
because that'll sit there and just tolerate.
No, well, actually, what solves that is they actually sign. You literally hand them this.
We tell them, here's your warranty, call this number.
So they go to
I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah,
If
they
you
have
paid
better-
under them, it would open you up to every goddamn repair made.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that if they do it again, or if another customer does it.
Yeah.
You mean setting precedent?
Yep, you absolutely would. Or they're going to say you're not doing it because I'm a woman, or I'm a man, or I'm old,
Yeah.
or I'm young, or I'm black, or I'm white. I'm telling you, you open yourself up without consistency.
That's true.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Wink and Wink are bankruptcy attorneys I hope you never, ever need. They are there for you if you do need them. And I'm hoping that you get credit counseling before things get too far. But you know what I say? If you want a fresh start, they do 13s and they do Chapter 7s. Winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. Let's talk about our experts today. We have iLendingDirect.com. Nancy, people with bankruptcies, are they difficult to get car loans? Do you have lenders that will do that?
We do. It's difficult.
How far out of bankruptcy?
A year.
A year. And
it depends on the lender too. They're not as concerned about bankruptcies. I think that in general with my lenders is just, are you paying your car payment? Has your car been repoed? Two repos, you're done. You're never ever getting a car.
And how much do you owe on it?
Yep, for sure. Your loan to value is important, for sure.
How many do you see come in that are upside down out of curiosity? Does it happen all the time?
That's our biggest issue is loan to value.
So Craig Becker, Ideal Home Loans, what about a bankruptcy for loans? And again, you're speaking as a credit expert. You're not speaking for Ideal. What about mortgages in general for people out of bankruptcy?
We can do Chapter 13 1 year into the Chapter 13 or anytime it's been discharged. And then we can do Chapter 7 2 years, 3 years, and 7 years. It just kind of depends on the different type of loan program. So, but, it's relatively easy, and we can get people's credit up pretty high even in that 2 year period if we start early.
Okay. So we learned that there are dozens of credit scores. This is terrible. dozens. But there must be some common things that people can always make sure they do to make sure they get the highest possible scores. One thing you told me are little stupid things, like the middle initial of your name or your address or your work history, things like that. Basic information.
Well, not in terms of credit score, but
no, but from keeping you getting screwed up. And certainly, I heard, now maybe I'm wrong, Craig, length of time on a job doesn't count?
No, has nothing to do with
good.
Score.
Good to know. So if I had a job every year, different jobs, it wouldn't matter.
Would not matter.
Okay, and what about addresses? Same thing?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, did it ever matter?
No.
Okay, good. So you don't have to worry about that. What are some of the common things people can do?
Other than not having negatives, which is the obvious one, you have to work on your positive credit. And today, almost all positive credit comes from credit cards. So your rules are simple. You always want to have 2 credit cards open at all times, 5 years or longer, and have very low balances compared to the credit limits. So get your credit limits raised, keep the balances low. That's how you have really good credit.
And keeping them paid on time.
And obviously no lates. Negatives will kill you all the time. So.
And do negatives drop off ever, or are they less? If you had a 30 days late and it's a negative and it shows up as a red, how long will they consider that? Is it 10 years, 20, 4, 3, what?
7, but...
For one late payment.
Yeah, if you were late today, it's going to drop your credit score 100, 125 points.
If you're late one time.
One time, yeah.
Your score goes down 125.
Yeah, if you brought it current, you'll get about 20, 30% of those points back the next month, but then the rest of them are going to come about 40% over the next 2 years, and then the rest over the next 7.
Can you fast score that stuff like you just said? Would they have to wait a month if they were applying for a mortgage, or you can fast score it?
You could theoretically do it for that purpose, but the reality is you'd probably be changing their score from a 480 to a 520.
And no matter what the excuse is, you could have somebody with 2 lates. Maybe they might be 40 days instead of 30, and because of that, their credit history is ruined for 7 years. Think about that. We have more coming up. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Now, you've heard me talk a lot about stem cell therapy. I've done extensive research, which led me to Centennial Schultz Clinic right here in Colorado. They're internationally recognized for their work with stem cells. They're all MDs, working with true living stem cells harvested from your own fat or bone marrow, then strategically delivered with guided injections. Only MDs deliver the injections. More experience than any other provider in the country. Why would you go to a clinic with no MDs at all? Centennial Schultz can help you with painful joints, knees, hips, back, shoulders, hands. They can repair most ACL tears with a needle instead of a knife. Before you have surgery, consult Centennial Schultz at 303-963-9201. Explore your options at a true medical regenerative clinic. Centennial Schultz, 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. And on my referral list at referralist.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
He may do it again soon. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Defending his decision to revoke the security clearance of former CIA Chief John Brennan, President Trump says he expects to quickly revoke another security clearance, this time for a Justice Department official whose wife worked for the firm that helped create the now infamous Christopher Steele dossier, which helped lead to the Russia probe. The president still condemning the special counsel's search for any campaign collusion.
They should be looking at Steele.
Oh, this guy's at it again. Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I have auto pay set up on everything, man. Just
I do too. But
I pay everything off, but just in case something happens, that stupid minimal auto payment.
But Mark, I never got a notice that it didn't go through because they don't send you a notice unless the auto pay goes through and the money's not there.
Your worst one was on that stupid lease, and I'm not going to say who, but they were paying everything and then missed a bunch, and you didn't even know
they
it.
Missed one. It was a trade, for endorsement trade.
They were paying the bill,
and they simply
and he didn't even realize that it was set up that way. That was the part that was really funky.
No, when you get use of a car, I didn't know it was set up. You're right.
Yeah.
It was terrible, but that's what I mean. There's got to be a way to appeal when things are truly have a different reflection.
During that SBA deal, I couldn't believe it.
It's so automated, they don't care. You must hear all these stories. They don't care.
I pull my 3 from one of these credit report bureaus. You pay for the 3, it would come back 720, 735, 760. They would pull it on their end, and the same fucking thing were in the 600. Yeah. I couldn't qualify until then. Finally, they gave me a copy of what they're pulling. I figured out how to fix it, but it took over 30 days for me to fix that and for it to catch up. So when people pay for their credit report, I don't give a shit what anybody says. They're getting ripped off. It's not your fucking number.
My credit's over 800, but that goddamn late payment still, even though it didn't take that many points right now, they look at it.
Oh, it's always there.
And they look at that little red
for 7 years.
Got one little red slot.
It is. There's like 160 months. Green, red.
Don't they say, well, this, and then you tell them it was a mistake.
Like she said, boy, don't get that next color, which is 60, man.
But wasn't a reason? No one reasons. No one says.
I think they look for a reason to cut it, as opposed to look for a reason to raise it.
I don't think so.
I do. Because they're too quick to just...
There's so many people they track, though. They would have to have, like... I mean, they're not going to pick on any one person. Although maybe, wouldn't that be funny? They got some guy that I'm going to fuck with this.
I thought of taking, honest to God, I'm doing the Nordstrom thing with court, literally, because it truly...
See, you always say that, but when AT&T did that same exact thing to me, I literally did take him to court. I won, and it was removed.
Well, maybe I should still take him, because...
How'd you take AT&T to court?
I went down to small claims court in Douglas County, filled it out for $7,500, breach of contract, walked into a company-owned AT&T store, and served them. About 3 weeks later, or actually about 3 weeks before the court date, they settled with me for $1,500.
I can't do that.
And to remove it from my credit report. They said I didn't send back this weird equipment from my house that plugs in.
Yeah, but that's a different.
Wow, no, but it hit my credit. That's the only reason I gave a shit.
But mine is technically correct. The payment was not made, but it was on auto pay. So
well, that's your whole argument then.
I know, but okay, in the pure sense.
So was that incumbent upon your bank, or was that incumbent upon?
No, it was them drafting. It wasn't my bank. It was them.
They're pulling. He's not paying.
They're pulling, and that makes it even more on them, right? Except, here's what they said. You should notice that money was not taken out.
Do you think Nordstrom's is going to pay an attorney to show up over a $300 claim?
That's a good idea, but they were so fucking adamant about it. But I'm going to do that. Yeah. It's the only way to have ever.
Think all those people here at those 800 numbers is you times a million. That's all they hear.
Damn it, that would be a good idea. But how do you find a registered agent in this way?
You got to have one somewhere.
Everybody doing business here. Anybody that does retail here will have a registered agent.
I need to find Nordstrom's registered agent for Colorado.
That's easy. It'll be downtown. It'll be the same place, AT&T, Sprint, Uber, everybody I've sued in one, they're all in the same building.
Because Ideal
said, what building is that?
It's downtown. It's a company called Registered Agents.
Ideal could not, but they're going to kick it up to a higher court, don't you think?
No. What do they get? They got a countersue over $7,500. What's their countersue?
Oh, that's right. They can't.
There's no countersue.
They can't.
I wonder if you just lodge a complaint with the CFPB and then they get a hold of.
What's CFPB?
The
consumer.
Finance.
You're talking about under the FTC. Under the Federal Trade Commission.
Yeah.
The oversight board.
I'm texting my.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
I will. I'll do all the legwork. If you can tell me, you know what?
Yeah, just sue them.
You know how people.
How many in the past year have I done? How many have I lost? Any of them? 0. I had an Uber driver take off with my phone. Guess what? How much did Uber pay?
$1,400. Well, no, you can't say it.
I can't. But that's my whole point. Every single one. What are they going to do? They're going to. What are they going to do? Come send an attorney and pay him for 6 hours to show up to court times X amount?
No, they'll pay you.
Or are they going to pay me? Are they going to pay me X amount? Or are they going to pay an attorney a hell of a lot more?
Bank of America sent 6 attorneys to Denver. 6 attorneys. It cost.
Yeah, but you had assets out the ass.
We
Why?
calculated over $225,000 because prior to my business bankruptcy, I wanted to make sure every single consumer debt was paid.
No, the problem is they were on payroll. Though.
So I paid them all. Except Bank of America sent my money back.
Wouldn't take it. Right.
They said, we can't take this because you declared bankruptcy. And I said, and it was post-bankruptcy. I can pay anything I want. They were so stupid, they didn't know the law. Wow. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour. That's right, Fix It 24/7. I love this offer where they send an expert to your home for $39. I'll tell you more in a second. I want to tell you we're consumer advocates. We fight for you. Today we're talking about financing of cars and car problems and car complaints and car buying. We have our experts on the show, and we were talking about credit and credit approval. 303-713-TALK. Jason, I promise you we'll get to you. He's calling about he needs I don't know what his problem is, AT&T cell phones. He says he needs extensions on a bill. And then John's talking about a Crown Vic. He has a question. That should be easy. What about water in the basement? All of this coming up, 303-713-TALK. And again, as I said, Fix It 24/7. I love what they do. They'll send an expert to your home for $39 to find the problem, no matter how long it takes. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. When they find the problem, you have a choice. You can take a good, nice written report for just $39 and shop around, or you can have them do the work. You won't go wrong there because they'll credit you that $39 and do better. They'll credit you a total of $77. That's Fix It 24/7. The website's fixmyhome.com, but call right now to get this offer because it's only good for the next 10 callers, and that's 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. So we've been talking about credit and finance and all of that, and as I said, we had Craig Becker on from Ideal Home Loans. He was talking about how to improve credit or what credit means. And then, of course, Brent Ivinson, who owns Ideal Home Loans, he says another good thing people are doing is going for shorter terms. And they have, by the way, an ability to pick any term you want. It doesn't just have to be 15 or 30. You can pick a 23-year loan if you want to get the lower rate, but you don't want to go back to 30. But what about shorter terms? Do you find, Brent, more people taking shorter term loans? Is Brent there, right there? Brent? I thought he was, but I guess he's not. Okay? So let me just tell you, if you want to get a hold of them and find out about the custom term loan, it's 303-867-7000. That's 303-867-7000 or idealhomeloans.com. All right, now, John's got this question on an 01 Crown Vic. Go ahead. What's going on?
Hey, Tom, this is an easy one. I need some snow tires this coming winter.
That's it?
And that's it. And I just want to know your opinion and the crew that's with you. Are these Bridgestone Blizzak tires as good on ice as regular studded snows?
Guys?
Yeah, they're better than studs. Absolutely.
And I agree.
And why
with
are
that
they
too.
better?
It's the rubber compound and the siping on the tire. It's like suction cups on ice.
And they're not noisy like studs.
And they're nice and soft.
Very soft. Yeah,
and they don't last that long, but
no,
they're really
because
good.
The downside of good winter tires is that it's a softer compound and they don't last long, especially when you drive them on dry pavement. So, but there's nothing wrong with them, sir.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you.
All right, 303-713-TALK. You know what they call an 01 Crown Vic on ice? An accident. But Blizzaks will help, right? Extended warranties. Mike has a question, but somebody waited long. The red went off. Which one was waiting a long time? Oh, it was Jason. Hey, Jason, what's happening?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good. What's going on with you?
Hey, so I have a couple problems, but my phone bill is due, and I'm running late on it. And the reason I'm running late on it is because my mom was admitted into the hospital last month with a foot infection.
Most everyone has a great excuse, Jason. I mean that sincerely. Most everyone does.
And from the foot infection, she has diabetes, so her kidneys stopped working.
Jason, my heart goes out to you on this, but truly, your mom's medical condition doesn't work into this at this point. Well, let's talk about your problem. And I mean that out of respect. Let's just get to your problem. Go ahead.
I was just wondering if you could help me try and get an extension just for another couple weeks because I haven't.
You know, there are some entities where we actually can help. The bigger the entity, the harder it is, or more impossible. I don't know. Do we have anyone at AT&T?
How far behind are you? Are you already really behind, Jason?
Yeah, like, is this just 1 month, or has it happened before, Jason?
I'm a month behind.
When did you go a month behind?
I think today.
Well, usually you have an extra 30 days anyway, so why are we asking
Here's what we're wondering. Okay?
Is it prepaid?
Let's just take this one thing at a time. You have been on time. For example, January's bill, when did you pay it? In January, at the beginning of January, or the end of December, right?
Correct.
And the same with February, March, April, May. But in August or in July, you didn't make July's payment. Is that right?
I made it, but my check bounced.
Well, you didn't make it. So you didn't make July.
Yeah, no, I didn't make it.
All right. And you also did not make August's payment.
Not yet. It's due today.
Well, it's actually due when it's due, but okay.
Well, then you're
2 months behind. Right. So how do you figure you're 1 month behind?
I think my bill's $3-something a month, and I owe like $600, so I'm only 1 month behind.
How the hell is your bill?
You're not. Bill's going to generate tomorrow.
300 and something.
How's that possible? 300 a month.
Hold on. 300 a month times 2 is 600.
It's 2 phone bills. It's 2 cell phones. It's not just one.
So 300 a month times 2 is 6 months. That's 2 months behind. Why do you say you're 1 month behind? If you were 1 month behind, your bill would be 300, and then a new bill would come. What?
I'm going to be 2 months behind today. Right now, I'm just 1 month.
Okay, fair enough. He's going to be 2 months behind today. That's probably correct.
All right, that's okay.
He's not technically 2 months behind yet.
But you so when you pay the money, if you got the money, the 300,
that's a car payment.
If you got that money, you would still be 1 month behind.
Current.
No, you won't be current, because today a new bill is generated.
He'd be current today.
Current today, correct.
Okay.
What do you want me to
Jason,
say?
the biggest problem is we don't, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time, you don't even understand this. I mean, people think a float is current, and it's not. I mean, I don't know what your billing period is. I suspect today's bill is for service rendered from July 1st to July 30th or whatever it is, the end of the month, okay? That's what I think. So I think that today you're going to get July's bill. And I think the outstanding bill is from June, okay? So you are going to be behind the one that you didn't, or excuse me, the outstanding bill, yes. If you get a bill today, it's going to be for July, all right? You won't have enough money to pay that. So if you pay off June's bill, and today a new bill is generated for the previous month, how do you figure you're current?
After today, no, I won't be. You're right. You're correct.
So, can they change your billing date? And have you asked them?
No, I haven't.
And what is your service date? Do you know what your billing date is on AT&T? Do you know?
I don't.
Suzanne is probably the same as mine. What is it?
I think it varies from
it does?
contract to contract, depending on when you signed up, Tom.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I thought they did a partial billing to bring everybody to the same.
I don't think so.
Listen, I feel sorry for the thing with your mom, and I know that's why you told us, because you're trying to get across to us that you didn't just not pay. But what did you have to pay? Did you have to pay for your mother or something?
No, we've been in the hospital with her.
And what does that have to do with your payment to the
I fell behind on all my bills because I haven't been working that much.
Okay, you haven't been working that much. We got to help you get your bill down. I don't know how you pay $300 for 2 phones.
I don't either. I keep asking AT&T, but that's just my phone bill every month. I think it's kind of high too.
Well, it's ridiculous.
What kind of phone do you have?
A Galaxy 8.
Are you paying for the phone?
He's got a new phone, so he must be paying for it.
You're probably paying for 2 phones.
I just got an insurance claim on it, but the phone's only like $23 a month.
Okay.
And then my
Jason,
she has a phone.
If I were you, and I mean this really, you need to call them directly right now. They love hearing from people, and just say, I cannot pay the bill. We've had some, and I'm not going to be able to pay today. So you have to tell them that and see if they'll help you. They might.
You know, I'm going to give them real advice. At this point, here's what you do. You don't pay them. You go to Walmart, you get a prepaid phone, and you get that number freaking ported before they cut it off and call it done. Having a $300 a month cell phone bill that you can't pay is the most ridiculous crap I've ever heard.
He's right. And it would be throwing money away to try to help you with this directly. Jason, may I ask this? When could you pay the bill? Let's just say you work, in your eyes, current. Now you get a new bill today for $300. When can you pay that?
A week or two.
You have to wait till you get paid, right?
But most and what about a partial payment? Why don't you call them up, say, listen, I don't have the full amount. Most people will work with you if you say, listen, I'm going to come, I'm going to do the right thing, I'm going to pay my bills and do a partial payment.
It's not going to handle his credit. I don't see any effect in that. And what I mean by that is he's never going to get out of this hole.
No.
$300. It's a phone bill.
Jason,
it's crazy.
Jason, do you realize truly that Mark is right? You're never going to get out of this cycle right now. What do you do for work, Jason?
Landscaping.
Okay. And do you have your own company or do you work for someone?
Both.
Okay, I need landscaping right now. Can you work this weekend?
If my mom
of course not.
Out of the hospital.
Hey, Jason, who are the two phones for?
One's for me and one's for my niece.
Why do you pay for your niece's phone?
Good question.
Why do you?
Because I was trying to help her out.
Well, guess what? You're the one that needs help.
I know, right?
How old is she?
20-something.
Jason, that's the first phone I'd have turned off. I don't understand this at all. Why do people, how do people let themselves get into these situations?
Because they want the newest phone.
But Jason, Mark could have work for you to pay that off this weekend, but you can't do it. Okay. Do you see, people? We want to help. Don't be discouraged. Ask me for help, truly. Ask me for help. And you know, there's a chance we can help you. There really is. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We talked about sending Frank Duran, the real estate man, out to look at that house to see what it's worth. Frank, if you're looking to list your house, Frank will be honest with you. I mean, he'll be honest with you. He'll let you know exactly what your house is worth and what he can sell it for. But here's the deal. He's not always going to list it for the most money. No, some guy might say, we got to list it for more. What he does, he lists it for a sweet price, he calls it, because it gets multiple offers, which in the end ends up getting you more than if you ask more. Because if you ask too much, it sits on the market. And then you know what happens? It sits on the market, and then you have to lower it. That's the worst thing. Or days on the market is the worst thing. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
This report is brought to you by Office Depot Office.
There's quite a few crashes being reported across town. Look out for a wreck northbound I-25 at Yale, backing you up to Orchard. Getting reports of a crash southbound I-25 on the north end at 104th, so watch out for delays there. A crash being cleared westbound I-70 at Washington as well. And getting reports of a crash at Colorado and Yale. Watch out for police on the scene. The weather forecast, 20% chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a high near 87. Tonight, a slight chance of thunderstorms early on, then partly cloudy in the overnight hours with an overnight low around 61. Right now, mostly cloudy skies in the Mile High City and 82. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
If your back-to-school shopping list is testing your budget, the answer is shopping at Office Depot Office Max. From pencils to laptops and everything in between, you'll find low prices all summer long online, on their app, or in-store at the place that's serious about supplies.
Remember to click or call 811 before you begin any outdoor project that requires digging.
Thanks, 811, for helping me plant my new garden.
I couldn't have installed the new fence without you. Thanks, 811.
The service is free and easy. Within 3 business days, locators will mark your property for underground utilities so you can dig safely. Visit Colorado811.org for more information. Sponsored by Colorado 811, the Colorado Broadcasters Association, and this station.
XL Roofing, we're on top of it.
Roofing with Excel. At Excel Roofing, they won't take a cent until you're content. Call Excel now and get a free upgrade to hail-resistant asphalt shingles. Locally owned and operated for 25 years and 400. ExcelRoofing.com.
Excel Roofing, we're on top of it.
Win your way to our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Justin Timberlake, Fleetwood Mac, Mariah Carey, and so many more.
2 nights on one stage.
Hosted by Ryan Seacrest, September 21st and 22nd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Sponsored by Capital One. Capital One is using technology, innovation, and interaction to bring its customers great products, rewards, service, and access to unique and unforgettable experiences.
Michael Brown. Afternoons 4 to 7.
Lindsey Graham calls for a special counsel to investigate the FBI's handling of the Clinton emails and the FISA warrant. Finally, less talk, more action. Join me Friday at 4 for more Irreverent Talk Radio.
I'm Tom Martino. CentryRV.com. Today's car day, so it's apropos we talk about RVs, recreational vehicles. If you want a used one, you can find it at Century RV. If you want new, they're having a blowout on Cougars. They have the largest Cougar fifth wheel inventory in the country. Hey, 2 locations. In Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, and north on I-25 on the 119 turnoff to Longmont. And they have a service facility there, which is really good. 303-453-1111, Century, as in 100, CentryRV.com.
They have so many freaking Cougars, they started their Labor Day sale early.
That's right.
Have you ever heard of anything?
So right now, you're going to get special deals. Suzanne. Yes?
Yes.
What did you say?
I just want to update Leanna with her North College motor problem.
Leanna, North College Motors, listen, they probably, in reality, unless they cheated and lied and stuffed the transmission so you couldn't see a problem, as is very difficult to get around, as is, unless there's flat-out fraud you can prove, or unless there is some extenuating circumstance where it won't pass emissions. By the way, does this pass emissions?
Yes, it did.
Okay, so here's the deal. Mike Kronberger, I know one thing for sure, he's a liar, okay? So whenever you deal with a liar, you notice I didn't say in my opinion, and here's why. When you deal with a liar in business, you may not want to trust him in his business if he lies on the side, because he said he had run-ins with me before where someone from my referral list robbed him, and I wouldn't do anything about it. So I know for a fact he's a liar. So Mike Kronberger, if you don't like being called a dirty, rotten liar, do me a favor, sue me, okay? I'm asking you to.
Or call us and tell us what the hell's going through that crazy head of yours.
I would love that. So you're a dirty, rotten liar, and you're a scumbag. Now, it's possible that you're not wrong in this case because she did buy it as is, and it's possible you did not defraud her. But I wouldn't do business with the liar at North College Motors.
What number does he have there?
970-224-4148. Why do you ask, Mark?
Well, because some bum answered the phone when I called. I wanted to make sure it was the same number, and he hung up on me.
Let's see what number you have. Let's make sure. It's 920-224.
No, it wouldn't be 920.
I'm sorry, God. 970-224-4148. Okay.
Let me compare that to what I got. I got 970.
Yeah. You have that?
224-4148. Is that what you have?
Yes, I do. Let me think. I think he's on
Clarify
the line.
it one more
I think he's
time.
on the line right now. Hold on. Yeah.
But we've got to adjust those levels.
Are they too loud?
Oh, my God.
All right.
They sounded okay to me.
Was that a donkey?
That's good. Anyway,
or
this
was
guy,
that Mike?
This guy sucks. He truly sucks. So you have it, right? You have the number 920. I mean, no, I'm sorry. Why am I saying that? 970-224-4148.
You know, he went into, we had a string of these guys that when they did something wrong, or at least we wanted to reach out to them, what do? The first thing they do is try to attack us. This guy went right to it.
Yeah, here's what they do.
Syndrome.
Number one, they try to attack us. Number two, they then they then say things about your mother and my mother, and then you know it's
comical.
They suck. All right, so this is North College Motors, is it? No, Auto Brokers, right? Something like that, or whatever they are. North College, and their number 970-224-4148. All right. Let's take the next call. Leanna, I don't really know what to tell you. I'm serious. I don't know what to tell you. You can't probably do much about it except let other people know. He said he won't even help pay for it. He said he offered it at first, but we think he's lying about that too. Now I say we think because we're not positive, but he said it's going to be like $1,200.
Anybody, when you call up and just ask for information, I was nice. I simply said, hey, we have a caller right now. I'd like to get your side of the click.
Yeah. Let's talk to Mike about extended warranties. You have a question or comment, Mike?
Yeah, I have a car that just went out of warranty. Is it a good idea to get warranties that you can buy for your car?
I don't like aftermarket extended warranties, but that is about the only time I love buying them is when yours is about to run out. Because if you buy them at the dealer, a new car, you have concurrent coverage. And I don't care who they are, they can't tell me this. This is one thing they can't tell me. You got a factory warranty and you have an extended warranty. If they call the extended warranty a 5-year warranty and you have a 2-year factory warranty, it's not a 5-year warranty. No matter what they tell you, there's not a 5-year warranty because they can tell me nothing that the extended warranty covers that the factory warranty won't in the first 2 years. Then you do have, if you buy 5 years, you have the other 3 years. So, but it's not 5 years, it's a 3-year. But I would do this. I would wait till my warranty is expired, and then I would go out and shop for one. However, I have not seen any used car warranties I like. However, let's talk, Nancy. I'll trust your judgment on this. Have you found, since you're in the auto financing industry, are there warranties that truly, on used cars, that you like?
Yes, mine.
Okay, what is it?
So you could refinance your auto loan, and then you can wrap your warranty into your auto payment. It's NAC. We use National Auto Care.
Why do you like it?
Because we're fair, because I get to have the final decision on any claim.
Are you self-insured? Is it yours?
Yes.
Oh, so wait a minute. So this is really, you just hire a claims company to process the claims.
They're my administrator.
But you make the decision to underwrite it.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. Mm-hmm. So they can go right to you. You make final decision.
Yes.
Okay. Some of the other things, I don't know what's in your warranty, and unless you know exactly, but I know there's one clause that says in most warranties on used cars is when the cumulative cost of coverage, cumulative cost of repairs, equal the market value of the car, coverage is terminated. I don't know, and I don't expect you to memorize yours, but if you took a template and you altered it a bit for yours, I don't know what you did, but that is a very common clause I don't like. Another one is the, well, hold on, that's really the main one, really. Mark, well, what else was there on used car? Oh, I know what. And this is obvious. This is
the killer.
Normal wear and tear. Right. You don't expect to be covered. I understand that. And
pre-existing conditions.
Now, again, I'll trust you if you say you make the final choice, but you would never believe what some people with some used car warranties call pre-existing, right? It almost gives them an out for everything. They say, well, wait a minute, there must have been a problem before, or it's pre-existing, or
it's crazy.
Normal wear and tear. Now, again,
on a technical side, it seems like that would cover every single thing.
But if you buy one on a car that's very old, you're almost always going to have normal wear and tear, or you're almost always going to have pre-existing, because the only thing it does cover is factory defects,
right,
or
catastrophic
failure. Now, catastrophic failure is something you could be covered under for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that would help you if all of a sudden a piston runs through the engine. So I'm telling you a lot of the negatives. And truly, they are negatives. If you have those in your coverage, you have to be really careful. If he wants to find out about your warranty, does he have to have auto finance through you to find out about the warranty? It's a package deal, right?
Yeah, it is.
You don't sell independent warranties. Okay.
We
so.
don't. And for the record, I have never had a claim come across my desk where the cumulative
okay, well, maybe it's not in your warranty. Maybe it's not in your warranty. You know, again, we've had warranties, listen to this, where the in-service date, this is the one that kills me. Somebody bought a 5-year warranty on this used car, and in the print it said they insure you from the in-service warranty date.
Which is when the car was originally purchased.
So it turned out to be a 1-year warranty. It was a 1-year
And they called it a 5 and sold it as a 5.
Now their reasoning was, and I understand the reasoning, oddly enough. I don't agree with it. I understand it. They're saying this. Well, since we're covering the car today, then all of the stuff that led up to its condition today we're being paid for. So it was from the in-service date forward. So if it was run hard and put up wet a few years ago and it shows up today, we are covering it because it goes back to the in-service date. Again, I understand the reasoning. I don't agree with it. So don't call it a 5-year warranty.
Yeah.
Call it a 1-year warranty. Your in-service date, does it go from the date they get it forward?
So for us, when we're refinancing the auto loan, it's new auto docs. It's new auto loan docs. And so your warranty will start.
That day forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and the mileage would be whatever mileage is on the car plus whatever they buy.
Yes.
How about if it was a new car and they're refinancing it under the current manufacturer's warranty?
Yeah, do you still, and again...
No, we wouldn't sell a warranty in that case.
Beautiful.
Good.
I like
See,
this.
that's honest, because otherwise they have a warranty.
Now, why not
do you
sell
know how
the
many
warranty
people
by itself? You'd probably have a lot of customers if you offered a good warranty.
She couldn't pay for it because the aggregate is that she's making money on the financing. She's spreading the risk over her profits. That's what you're doing.
And there's a lot of room for fraud in that scenario.
Also, but it's logical for me. If she's doing a loan and making money on the loan, she can charge less for the warranty.
No, I get it.
Yeah,
or less on the loan, either way.
Well, yeah, but anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Michael, in general, no, I don't like warranties. I guess if you're refinancing with them, so far I haven't heard anything I don't like as far as their warranty. But they don't have to take the warranty when they refinance with you, right?
No, of course not.
Do you know what it turns out to be extra if they refinance with you, the warranty?
Guys, I can't even give that answer. There's a huge difference between a Ford Focus and a BMW.
Yeah, that's true. Do they pay it then in the loan? It's paid for in the loan, and then it tax a few dollars a month onto their payment.
That's exactly right.
But to begin with, you're saving your average customer $100 or more, right?
Yes.
So they won't even feel it anyway.
If someone's in a 15% loan right now, or 10 or whatever, and they want a better rate, how do they even get you to see if they can refinance and save them money?
We don't have time for the answer now. We'll do it when we come back. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business Network. The economy remains as hot as this summer's weather. The Conference Board says leading indicators for July jumped 0.6% after a 0.5% gain in June. The index evaluates several categories to preview growth down the road. Analysts say the numbers suggest the economy will...
Remember when Tom, I'm not even going to take credit for it, with Alan's free tires. That was the most angry I have ever heard Al Aramis in my life.
But the phone
what was it yelling at again? I
I
forgot.
was giving away 4 tires to the first 20 customers.
Oh, it was April Fool's Day.
It was
So
April
Tom goes,
Fool's Day.
now listen, everybody, this is going to be an April Fool's joke, so it's not real. But I'm going to come back and tell everybody after the break that Al Aramis has given away 4 free tires. So he says that before the break. The break goes, he comes back and says, Al Aramis Pro Auto, guess what he's doing today? Meanwhile, I'm making sure Al's listening so he hears it, so we can do the April Fools. So we do it. Everything seems fine. It's funny as hell.
Until the phone starts ringing.
Until both his locations blow up for about 6 hours straight with people screaming bloody murder. They want their free tires. They're going to burn the place down, whatever. Wow.
Note to self.
Yeah.
Don't do April Fools over the air.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. Because it wasn't me. It was great.
I got him so good one time. He was so upset, and he, oh my God, he stormed out of here to go right to the big man's office. He was so pissed. But I told him we had to leave 5 minutes early. No, I told him during the last break of the show, we had to leave the studio because Michael Brown had to come in and cut a commercial spot. It sent him into a rage to where when he stopped out of here to head towards Tim's office, I had to go catch him because I realized, oh shit, man, this shit's gonna get bad.
Yeah. You think he may say something he'll regret?
Oh, it was April Fool's Day too.
So the best one I ever pulled off, so I was a weekend anchor at CTV News up in Edmonton, Alberta, and my sports guy was just, so right before the 6 o'clock news, I got a buddy of mine, who's a lawyer, to write up fraternity papers.
Oh!
And I had this kid come in and serve him, like right before the 6 o'clock news.
So
And we had cameras on him. He started crying.
Best April Fool's joke ever.
And the location of the incident was like in a bathroom at a nightclub.
Tell Tom, it is the best.
So the best April Fool's joke ever played was on my sports guy. I was working a weekend anchor at CTV News, and I had him served with paternity, and he was a.
She got maternity.
Like whenever he had like an intern,
Big
she was like the beer tub girl, beer girl. Like so, right before the 6 o'clock news, and his mom was in on this too. Right before the 6 o'clock news, we had him served with paternity papers. Like, and it was like we had damages. And he just, can they hear me? Can anyone hear me right now?
Oh yeah, broadband if they're listening during the day.
Okay, yeah. I'll give you.
But then
you
it's
put
just
some
a
good
joke.
stuff in there.
Oh it was just a joke, right?
He cried. We got him on camera. He cried. It was like $100,000 in pain and suffering.
Sure.
It was awesome.
What's funny? Did you think of it? Did you think of it?
Of course they did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Totally
That's
got it.
cool.
Totally
Nice. I love it.
That's legendary.
I don't know why Michael's back. I have nothing to tell him. I mean, we gave him his opinion. Like, I gave him my opinion.
No, he's not back.
Who's Michael?
No, this guy. There's not much to say. Ask him what his rate is. He can refinance, then get it. You know.
Your savings come up short when you need that money the most. Now, conventional wisdom says that as you get older and closer to retirement, you're supposed to move more into bonds. But bonds have limited growth potential. And again, if you
I think the biggest thing we're running up against is people not doing their maintenance or keeping maintenance records.
Well, you can't.
For a lot of the warranty companies.
The one that if you drive your car for a year and never
Or
put
can't
any
prove
oil
that you
in it,
actually did,
or
you know,
and it blows up, it's like come on.
Yeah.
Do you have one rate? You don't have one rate. It depends on the deal, right?
Of course, it depends.
But what are your
on the
rates?
tier.
What is your best rate?
I don't know if it's me or if that guy's just grumpy. He's like, no, I wanted to ask him about extended warranties after the manufacturer warranties went out.
Okay.
My God, he covered
I
it.
already covered it in general. So I'm sorry. Listen to the podcast. You know what? He ought to ask him what his interest rate is, though, and his credit score. Just roughly.
Like you were saying,
just off the record.
if the piston goes through the head, that's abuse.
Hi, Tom Martino. Todd, what's going on? Welcome to the show. We have iLending Direct in the house, along with Budget A1 Transmission and auto repair, and we also have Sheridan Auto Tech. What's happening, Todd? What's going on? Yeah. 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 Okay. I don't understand. Honest to God, I'm a good listener, and I don't understand anything you just said.
Swapped out three trucks.
Does anyone understand the story? I don't even understand the story, Todd. I want to understand it. Yes. Yes. And he said they're doing, and he says they're doing great. Yes. I see. So by mistake, now the conspiracy theorists would say, first of all, the story's not true, but if it was, they would say that they by mistake gave them the research trucks that were getting 75 miles, and no one's supposed to have those trucks, and therefore had to repossess them, and they gave them new trucks to make up for it. That's what I'm thinking. But really, that's what a conspiracy theorist would say, that it's like the guy that invented the carburetor
burned down and he was murdered.
Wouldn't any of this be a record at Mountain Town that it was?
But it never happened, so I don't know who told it to you, but they're lying.
Oh no, I was in.
Todd, we could easily research it. We could easily research it on the title records that were when these cars were registered. So if he had new trucks and 6 months later had 3 other brand new trucks, I will guarantee you that story cannot be substantiated. So leave your name and number and the name of the town and the name of the commissioner, and I'll research it, okay? I'd love to hear about it, because then we'll find out if it's true or not. But it's not. You know, stories like that are never true. Michael, what's going on with you? Hello, Michael.
It's the same Michael.
Oh,
you
sorry.
wanted me to get his credit score and stuff. I put that info on there for you because you wanted it off the record.
I don't see it.
Going back to him.
I don't see it. Credit score. Oh, he's got a great credit score, and the car's paid for. Okay, Michael, the reason I asked is because had you had a regular loan, most likely you could have saved money with iLending Direct, according to Nancy, and if you did, then you would have been able to get her warranty. But because you don't have that, and you don't need it, I don't know what you do. You just got to shop for an extended warranty. And what I would do is get a factory-backed extended warranty. I have found those have the least problems, especially, Michael, if your warranty is up. You're doing it the right way. You got full advantage of your factory warranty. How many miles on your truck or car right now?
102,000.
102,000? Well, you need to find a factory-backed extended warranty. I don't know if they offer them at that mileage.
I still wouldn't buy them, is my opinion, though. Why would you buy one, Tom?
No,
no way.
No, I don't want
If you add up what you're going to spend on it compared to what you'll spend on repairs, that's why these companies exist. They make money. They don't pay out more than you pay, generally.
Yeah, but they do save people's bacon in some circumstances. Again, I like factory-backed warranties the best. Rich, what about the water in your basement? What's going on, Rich?
Hi, Tom. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
What's going on? Water in the basement is never good, unless, of course, you have a hot tub down there. What's going on?
I'm calling on behalf of my 85-year-old mother and her neighbor. She lives in a townhome complex where there are 4 units to a building. And her next-door neighbor, over the years, has experienced water in the basement when it rains. And they've complained about it numerous times over the years.
That's an easy but it just happened. It just started.
No, it's been going on for 8 years. But let me fast forward to the solution that they've come up with. An engineer came out to take a look at it earlier in the week, and on his advice, the HOA has agreed to hire a contractor to lay a cement slab over the area that has a negative grade. So they're gonna regrade the area into a positive grade, then lay down the cement slab.
Good, but I don't know why they need the slab if they just regrade it. But okay, go ahead, keep going.
That's what we're wondering. Well, the question is that the best solution to this?
Well, geez, without being there, here's what I'm going to tell you what happened, though. Usually in areas where drainage creeps up, and it's been going on a long time, it's usually because of surrounding properties, and it is usually because either of excessive water or negative
or the landscaping has settled and it's negative drainage. If they've determined negative drainage, that's good. That is the proper way to handle it. You grade away from the property with a positive pitch. What I don't understand is the concrete. That's the part. Now, I think they're going overboard, which is good for your mom. So what do you care if she's not paying for it? What they're going to do is they're going to set a positive grade with concrete that will not, listen to this, and this is important, that will not erode away. So I think it's a good idea. Now, Jacob, you have a car refinance question for our guest, Nancy. Go ahead.
Yes, I was told that I overpaid for my Volkswagen Jetta, and I was wondering, is it possible to get refinanced now that my credit's a little better?
Now, what do you mean overpaid? For the financing part?
For the actual vehicle, because I look at the Blue Book, it's valued about like maybe 10 or 11, and I paid 17.
You paid 17 when?
About 6 months ago.
Was it new or used?
It was used.
How many miles on it?
About 77,000.
And how? What kind of car? The exact.
I'm sorry?
The exact car.
It's a 2014 Volkswagen Jetta SE 1.8.
Okay.
The most important question, though, is how much do you owe on it?
How much you owe, bro? Jacob?
Hello?
How much do you owe?
I owe about 27.
Well, hold on a second. You just said you paid 17 for it, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what I actually bought the car for, but with financing, because.
No, hold on. No. You can't. Wait a minute. You bought a car 17, and your loan balance today is 27,000.
Yeah, it's about real close to that because they're taking just the interest off the principal first.
Hold on. Did you have terrible credit?
Yes, I did.
What was your credit?
It wasn't even on the charts, I believe. But
okay.
Right now it's like a 650 or so it's getting better.
So Jacob, you truly got so screwed I can't even begin to tell you. Okay, you got so screwed. Okay. If you owe 27,000. Are you sure that's the balance if you paid it off today, or are you adding up the payments?
No, I'm adding up the payments.
No, that's not what you do. Hold on. You need to get a payoff figure. What interest rate are you paying?
I would say it's 20%.
Well, what do you mean you would say? What does the contract say?
I don't have it on me.
All right, here's what you do.
Right there.
Call us back, or just go and we'll forward it to her. Here's what you do. iLending Direct refinances, but you need to get your payoff. They can find it out for you. You know, they can do it all for you. Isn't that what you do, Nancy? A lot of people don't understand their payoff, do they?
No, they don't. And so we could definitely try to help you. Most banks and credit unions won't touch people who are under a 640 FICO score.
Yeah,
so that's a tough one. But if you pay as agreed for as little as 6 months, you can raise your FICO score.
Yeah.
You know, up to 100 points, and then you're eligible. So there's like this is a future. You know, this is what you have to work on right now.
So suck it up for like 6 months and then contact them. But you definitely are paying too much. But you don't add up the total payments in order to get your balance. There's something called a payoff amount, and that is less the future finance charges.
This report is brought to you by Office Depot OfficeMax.
There's quite a few crashes being cleared across town, both on and off the highway. Southbound I-25 at 104th, a wreck there backing you up to 120th. A couple of crashes on westbound I-70, one at Chambers and one at Washington to watch out for. Off-highway, Alameda is going to be closed this weekend between Santa Fe and Cherokee Street. That's for that bridge repair work. The weather forecast, about a 20% chance of afternoon thunderstorms today with a high of 87. Tonight, thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy overnight, a low of 61. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a 30% chance of afternoon storms and a high of 85. Right now, mostly cloudy and 82. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
If your back-to-school shopping list is testing your budget, the answer is shopping at Office Depot OfficeMax. From pencils to laptops and everything in between, you'll find low prices all summer long online, on their app, or in-store at the place that's serious about supplies.
You know, if you're tired of all the anti-Trump spin from CNN and MSNBC, and you want to see something more than just Fox News, then you got to check out Newsmax TV. In fact, every Monday and Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, you can see Bill O'Reilly give his take on the big events making news. And Bill's weekly show, the No Spin News Show, airs on Newsmax TV every Saturday and every Sunday. Newsmax TV is America's fastest growing cable channel. It's real news for real people. I watch it all the time. I want you to tune in anytime, and you can see Bill O'Reilly, Professor Dershowitz, Mike Reagan, Pat Buchanan, Bernie Carrick, and so many others. Newsmax TV is on DirecTV channel 349, dish 216, UVerse 1220, and Files 615. That's DirecTV channel 349, dish 216, UVerse 1220, and Files 615. Now look, if you don't get Newsmax TV, I want you to call your cable company and tell them that you want Newsmax TV. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.
My father developed a disease called farmer's lung. At age 53, he was no longer able to work, so we sold the farm. Now my parents had a nest egg, and they needed it to last as long as they did. Mom outlived Dad and spent 25 years in retirement. Today, it's possible to spend 3 decades in retirement. That's long enough to potentially experience 3 corrections or crashes in the stock market. You make money in the market by being aggressive, but you keep it by being defensive. Hi, this is Carlin Tucker. I made my parents money in the market, but more importantly, I helped them keep it for their 25 years of retirement through numerous market conditions. My all-seasons portfolio prepares you for whatever tomorrow brings. May I create one for you? I'm here to help. Call me, Carlin Tucker, at 303-734-1234. RetireWithTucker.com.
This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are offered through Tucker Asset Management.
Introducing your weekly mixtape. Starting today and every week, iHeartRadio is creating you a personal playlist based on the music you're listening to right now. The more you thumb up and save songs you love, the more we improve and update your mixtape. We'll refresh your mixtape every Monday with a new batch of tracks that we know you're going to vibe to throughout your week. Your weekly mixtape. Open the iHeartRadio app and find yours right now. It's all your favorite music, all your favorite stations, and it's all free.
Win your way to our 2018 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Justin Timberlake, Fleetwood Mac, Mariah Carey, and so many more.
2 nights on one stage.
Hosted by Ryan Seacrest. September 21st and 22nd at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. We'll compare rates for you so you get a great deal, even if it's not with us. Saving you time and money. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
Ann Coulter was all in for Trump. Then she got a little upset with him. So how does she feel now? Ann Coulter joins us to talk about her new book, Resistance is Futile, Monday morning at 8:05 here on 630 KHOW.
Might have a little mud on my wheels, but they gonna shine with you up inside. Gonna hit the club, gonna cut a rug, burn it up like neon lights.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Dave! What's going on, Dave?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
What's happening?
What you do. I've got a 2011 Toyota Sienna minivan.
Yeah.
And it has a sealed transmission, so you can't check the fluid level or the condition of the fluid.
Are those the ones they call those lifetime transmissions? And, man, Mark, you had a remember one time you had a guy on and didn't you challenge him to something that you said, I don't know, it's always better if you change it. Didn't you too, Mark? Do you remember the lifetime sealed units? We had an argument with a guy one time, and he said, nope, you never have to service them. That's ridiculous. So there's no place to change a filter or anything.
Well, this one has a filter.
Oh, but it's not, but lifetime.
It doesn't have a dipstick, so you can't check.
But you can change the fluid.
Yes,
no,
absolutely.
No, I'm talking about one that was sealed. What unit would that be? There was one that was literally, they called it lifetime. They called it a lifetime transmission.
Can't you drop the pan, though?
Some don't have a pan, though. Some have an entire filter.
They literally have some transmissions that they call lifetime, which are ridiculous. Why would you ever do that?
It's the lifetime of the transmission.
I'm sorry to take your time. Go ahead, Dave. What do you need to know?
Well, you kind of answered my question. It's kind of a medium-duty service. I pull a trailer with it sometimes, and I'm just concerned. I don't want a catastrophic failure, with the transmission if I've not serviced it.
Oh, get it serviced. I mean, it's serviceable.
Well, even though they don't have a dipstick, you can still service it.
Okay. and the manual says it doesn't ever need to be serviced. So I guess that was my question.
See?
Good idea.
Yeah, I disagree to that, Dave. We can service the transmission. Actually, we're running a special right now, $119 transmission service. So give the guys a call at the shop, and we can get it handled for you.
You owe me $5 for that.
Perfect.
Okay. So
thank you so much, guys.
$119.
You can't beat that.
What do you have special, Kevin? I'll give it out.
Free alignment checks.
Free alignment checks on the rack?
On the rack, measured.
No, they send a guy out front.
No, it's a tape measure.
And they go like this.
That's Sheridan Auto Tech, no fooling. And his number is 303-455-7242. Machowski at Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair for $119 service on the transmission is 303-781-9858. Nancy Fitzgerald is with iLending Direct. She's been our guest today, iLendingDirect.com. And is this a toll-free number for everyone, that number, 866?
Yep, that's a national number.
866-683-5505. 866-683-5505. So, if I don't know. No, we don't have time to take a new call. So let's just ask. Nancy, you have a national company. Where's most of your business coming from now? Colorado?
Colorado's number 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's number 1?
California. It just is based on population.
So how do people find out about you when they're really? How do they? Do they go on the internet and then you show up? Is that how you're doing it so far?
Well, we have a robust marketing department, so we do.
So you do a lot of outbound?
We do. Yep, we've got a call center. We do mailers. We do digital. We've done national television commercials. We do radio. We do all kinds of things.
Okay. And is most of your business from new cars or used cars and then refinance? But first of all, purchases or refi?
So we have 2 companies. So we're able to do purchases through iFleet Direct, and then we do refis. The cars are typically 2012, 2013 on average.
Refis?
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to buy a car and they just heard about you, can they today? I mean, does somebody can go out and buy a car and get a loan? Or is it only for fleets? Because it sounds like only for fleets because it's iFleet.
No, it's not. It's because we do employee purchase as well. That's where the origination of that is.
Okay.
No, if they're in a dealership right now, they can call us and we can see if we can beat the dealers.
Okay, and then if they want to refi, that's your main bread and butter, the
It
refi.
is.
And you save people on average?
$112 a month.
And you always lower the rate and get them a better deal, or you don't offer it.
Exactly. Some folks though, Tom, they're looking for a payment. They're like, I
Right,
need
I know.
$300.
I know, and it's not the best deal necessarily.
Yeah, it is.
All right, we're out of time. Don't forget referrallist.com and save all your problems from me.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
God, that was
a good show. We had some real good ones.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, fun.
Thank you so much. Tom, it's okay to get a couple pictures of you and Nancy?
Yes.
You can do it downstairs.
Let's do it with this background right here.
Yeah.
I like it with the monitor.
Would you be able to help me out with that? You're a little bit better picture taker than me.
a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't burn that chainsaw up. Bring it down more.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
By the way, that's not why I had you in there. Seriously.
No, it's all good.
I just want you to know that.
No, but I can tell by the amount of emails I got.
We wouldn't wait.
Bring that